was I gonna do?
Oh, well, we've switched, so...
We switched.
Yep.
We're live! Maybe we won't kill anyone this time. I make no promises. Hello, and welcome to the session 9 of Port Bluff's playthrough of Curse of Strahd. The party have just rolled into the town of Bluff, and they have made it to level 4.
We have.
Only 3 of the original 5 members who crossed over the threshold together into Barovia are still alive to tell the tale. One of them is a mysterious, somewhat mysterious stranger who seeks to bring one of them back from the dead. But his mission to do so is still several days hence. And there may be some conditions, terms and conditions that need to be applied to this deal before it is gone forever. Can anybody remember for me what that deal was?
3 days.
What?
To resurrect Crane.
To do what? How are you going to do it?
With the... Chuck's notes.
Look, we need to return the bones of the saint to the church.
The bones of the saint must be in their church.
Yes.
In Vallaki, which is where you stride into town now. Let's get our
church on.
So longer. So short rest. Short rest.
And our ambiance. Okay.
Thank you.
Beautiful rain.
Very ambiance.
6 people.
If I don't respond, it's because I fell asleep to the ASMR.
Don't worry, the ASMR is going away soon.
Oh, okay.
Slightly loud.
Is it slightly loud?
Is
I can
it?
turn it down.
Oh, it's not loud for me.
It's not loud for me either. So I think you just need to turn it down on your side.
I'll turn it down 1 skosh.
Cut by about 10%.
Alright, I did. 6 people, 6 strangers, roll into the town of Vallaki. They are tired, battle-weary, they have been harried by wolves. They are still somewhat grieving as they have lost someone close to them to those self-same wolves. And several of them have felt a fury kindled in their hearts toward the lord of this land, the Strahd von Zarovich, who has so arrogantly toyed with them several times now.
Bitch.
It is
so hungry.
Into a growing rain that a tiefling, 2 elves, a strange giant woman of her bulk, a dragonborn, and a single human woman who is still especially feeling the sting of her loss. The sister, Irina, has finally made it to safety, but it is without her last companion in this world, save for these friends that she only just recently met.
Hi, Coochie Man.
A
How
day
are you doing
ago,
today?
which now seems like an eternity ago, given the events that happened on the Svalich Road between Barovia and Vallaki itself. Thankfully, the town of Vallaki is something of a bustling place, especially compared to anywhere else that you've visited so far. Within the palisade walls, there are no wolves, there are no strange vampire men who are attempting to turn you to the dark side. Instead, there are peasants milling about, moving from shop to shop. There are blacksmiths who are pounding away at hot metal. You can see that there is a, it's not a stable. What do they call a master of horses? There's a term for that. It escapes me now. A stable master? I thought it was like a stablery. That doesn't sound right.
I'm doing well, Coochie Man. I'm doing well. Thanks for asking.
There is a stable with a person pinging away at horseshoes, driving in new nails into one of his steeds. Several guards are milling about. The 2 that had let you in close the wooden gate, the thick wooden gate behind you, leaving you with something like a feeling of safety here within these town walls. You can also see that there is a sign of something grotesque going around. There are wolf's heads on pikes every couple of feet or so.
Fuck yeah.
Chopped at the neck and mouth open agape towards the heavens. there are people taking these pikes out of the ground and bringing the wolf's head back down to the earth and removing these grim trophies. In their place, they are putting up posters on walls. If any of you approach and take one, I'm assuming one of you eventually does, I will show you what it says. Come one, come all, to the greatest celebration of the year, the Festival of the Blazing Sun. Attendance and children required, rain or shine. All will be well.
And
the
children?
Baron.
And children?
Attendance and children required.
What if you don't have
the
children?
last phrase, all will be well, is somewhat familiar to some of you because the guards at the gate had used it as a form of greeting and parting from you. It seems to be almost the cheerfulness of that motto almost flies in the face of the grim surroundings that have pervaded everything that you have touched and everything that has touched you back here in Barovia. And yet, here, these people, there's some smiles on faces. There are people happily working and putting these posters up and just engaging in what appears to be ordinary peasant business, which is almost suspicious. It's so ordinary that it's so strange to see. You feel like aliens in a different world coming into Vallaki. The rain pours, and it is in the early evening now. There's still some daylight hours left, but it's hard to tell precisely because not one of you has seen the sun since you've come into Barovia. So there is no telling exactly what time it is. But you have a few hours of daylight left to you. What do the five of you do?
Ron kind of turns one of the papers over and he's like, I wonder how these people know exactly what a blazing sun looks like. I don't think they've ever seen the sun. How can they even know?
I do say I quite miss the sun myself. It feels like ages since I've seen it last. But I do believe we shouldn't, dally too much over here. We should probably take some rest.
Maybe this Baron comes from outside this land as like we.
Perhaps. But I think Gwyn makes a valid point. We should perhaps find a tavern or inn to stay in. Or perhaps, I do not know what kind of rush you all are in to save your friend. Perhaps we go find the church? I do not know.
A big one!
Well, I suppose we should find directions to the church immediately and see what can be done.
That sounds good. If it's a short distance, we could perhaps take a short rest and then make our way over there to find out directions.
These people do not seem to be in a hurry to get indoors, so I do not think being out at night is as dangerous as it was in Barovia.
Good.
Okay. So what do you do?
Is there anyone nearby that we can
There's
ask?
a couple of millers. People, the poster people seem like good sources because they don't have much else better to do, and they are the closest to you.
Gwyn will grab the first one she sees.
Oh my god.
How's it going?
All will be well.
Yeah,
Stella's
that's
good
what
at this
I hear. That's what I hear. Speaking of which, all will be well. I hear there's a church in here. Do you not know the directions to that?
Maybe.
Yeah? Can you,
I
point
think
us
yes.
the way?
Yes, there's a church. Yes. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. You gave me such a terrible fright.
I'm so sorry. There's a tendency
Lucille
I have
tries
to
his
do
best
that
to
kind of
hide a
stuff.
laugh.
I'm surprised you didn't hear me coming, though. I have quite aggressive footsteps, I hear.
Make a deception check, Lucille, to see if you actually make a stealth check if you just are trying to straight up hide.
Bitch.
I'm sorry. I thought you might have been Ezek, the captain of the guard.
Of course, I'd be sneaky with that.
He is a large man with also large footsteps, and he sometimes comes and checks on us.
Does he look like me?
No, not at all.
Oh.
He just sounds like you.
Oh, okay.
He's
Very
a
high pitched and an absolute tits.
He's a very big man. No, the footsteps. He doesn't sound voice. He just big footsteps.
I had a sudden, very
That's why I
amusing
was
image
worried.
of your captain of the guard.
Well, I wouldn't tell that to him to his face.
Well, since it's not him, could you maybe point us in the direction of the church?
Yes. Church.
Yes.
You must be talking about St. Andrew's Church.
I do believe that is the name.
Well, if that is the one you're looking for, it's on the far western edge of town. Basically as far from here in Vallaki as you can get. Do you know you're new to town, I assume. I do not mean to pry, but
Quite so.
I have not seen you around, and there are several hundred of us here in Vallaki, but even so, it is easy to know people swiftly, just by seeing them. You must be new. Anyway, can I interest you in the map, perhaps? I can point it out to you. We can get
That
one from a
would be
nearby shop.
Wonderful.
I will point it out to you, and welcome to Vallaki. All will
Thank
be well.
you. What was your name again?
My name is Nikolai.
Nicola. Oh my God, you are just such a sweetheart.
my God,
Speaking of
Nicola.
which, do you know if there's anywhere
Oh,
here that sells
lovely.
something called a dream pastry? I was just wondering. It's just real quick.
A dream pastry? I think I know someone who.
At
Someone
this
was
point,
telling me.
Lucille is just
Really?
going to try dragging her away towards the church. Let's go. It's time to go.
Towards
Who?
a shop.
Lucille? Get the
Nearby.
fuck off
Towards the
me.
shop.
How did that stealth check go? Let me check real quick.
He got
It
an
was
18.
an
Got an
18.
18.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lucille disappeared for a moment, hidden completely behind the big woman, but then the big woman starts to move on her own away from the gentleman and presumably towards the church. But she stomps her foot, which echoes and cracks on the little dingy walls of the shops nearby and makes the man jump back for a moment.
I cast fear in those who I approach.
I think yes. Let's get you that map first of all, and then we can talk dream pastries and whatever else.
That sounds wonderful.
He leads you to one of the nearby shops, which seems to sell parchments and crafts, paper from timber and bark, low quality for anybody who has spent any time in the library. Lucille, it seems to be the kind of paper that you would use for cheap register of products and things like that. But among the products they sell are finely crafted maps of the town itself.
Yay. Matt.
Who is buying one for 1 silver piece? Actually,
Oh,
sorry,
shit.
1 electrum piece. No silver in Vallaki.
What is that?
An electrum piece is half of a gold. They will give you change for a gold piece, of course.
Ooh, an electrum. You don't see those very often.
You don't see electrum very often, but you do in Barovia because there's no silver. Oddly, that.
Wait, but I have 9 silver.
Okay. It would be 5. It would be the equivalent of 5
That's-
silver pieces if you dare reveal that you have silver to this person.
Oh,
That's so weird
What
that
does-
you
what
had
does
the
that mean?
silver before you got to Barovia.
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
You have heard it from Ismark as well that it is best to keep your silver to yourself because it's hard to find it here in Barovia.
interesting.
Does the shop do trades or purchasing?
They may be able to purchase something from you.
I want to try to sell a gemstone.
Oh my. Okay.
My
Make
my
a-
description for the gemstones is
Would it just says gemstone, doesn't it?
it says gemstones gathered from looted bodies of Vastanis or whatever.
That's right. Are you going to try to give one of them?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make a persuasion check to see how
Okay.
well your bartering session goes with the gentleman in charge of the shop.
Oh shit.
Since you're the one selling. Unless you want to trust someone.
Can I trust someone? My -1 charisma does not do me well.
Oh,
in the
I was
Lord.
gonna say the gentleman in charge of the shop is just so straight up put out by like this giant woman. It's not that he's rude, but it's just like he's like, I don't have the money to buy this at all. I don't. No,
Oh.
negative. He still seems shell shocked at her
Negative.
approach, and he also mentions that he thought you were the captain of the guard and was utterly terrified, and may need to go change his pants now. But now it's just this really friendly giant woman, and he's not sure if he has. He keeps dithering. Does anybody want to help Gwen out with getting her gemstone sold, or want to see if they can figure out how to do it? Okay.
I have a really high charisma, so I could help.
Fuck you.
I also have
persuasion.
I have really high persuasion, so.
I was gonna say let the bard do the talking.
Oh my god. Thank you so much, Barum. I really appreciate it.
Barum is another stranger in a
Curious,
strange land type of person, but before long, he and the shopkeep are able to have a conversation, and this shopkeeper doesn't have a lot of money, but he knows someone
I have a
who
higher
would
modifier
buy the
than-
gemstone, and he thinks he could get you 50 gold pieces for it.
Tech Thug, do you want to see
He
one?
knows a friend in town. What?
What?
It's like I haven't seen one in person, but it looks
Oh, a
good.
PS5 controller?
I was like, do you want
Daniel
to see
has
one?
it too.
Oh,
Ta-da.
they're fantastic.
They're
Very
great.
nice looking, yeah.
They're
Like I
very
said, I'm
cool.
gonna buy one for my PC.
Yes, please. I would like to sell it.
They like
Okay.
they're plug and play too, unlike the some of the I think the
PS4s.
PS4 you had to do a
You had to have like
a
a whole like
driver
link
update or
system.
something?
You had to have like a whole separate program for it. It was not
Yeah.
worth it.
but these are straight plug and play.
Barum,
Yes.
how much are you telling you sold the gemstone for to Gwen?
How much did I actually sell it for? I didn't hear.
50 gold pieces.
Oh.
How much are you telling Gwen you got? You are the
Oh.
Are you
middleman
gonna
here.
take a fee?
Oh.
Right? You can pocket
So-
some money if you want. You made the persuasion roll.
Okay. Let's go ahead and clear the air for Kanani because she's never played this game before. You're a bard.
Okay.
That's like
Air
really-
clear.
Yes.
It's
You
like
are the
it's like
talking person.
It's dummy OP. Like if you had to talk to anybody or do anything like in roleplay, you can basically do whatever the fuck you want. Pretty much.
You got those ladies to give you a cheaper fee in Barovia. You got these folks into Vallaki with your persuasion roll to get into town, and now you got the best possible price essentially for your gemstone. So
Like anybody who's charisma based, it's basically if you're a bard or you're a sorcerer, but more so if you're a bard, you can do anything you want in RP because your charisma is so high.
Can I give a quick like clerical explanation? You're a
Yes.
dragonborn. You look like a snake. You can talk people into doing anything. You are Lucifer.
Yeah, literally.
Perfect.
Hell yeah.
So how much of that money
Hot,
are you
sexy
taking, Gwen?
snake.
And how much are you telling Gwen? What is Gwen getting for her gemstone?
Keep in mind that doesn't mean that you have to be bad.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I don't think
I
I'm
do
gonna
see-
take any of it. I have a lot of stuff I can sell myself.
I mean, Kanani, I will say.
Kanani, don't
I-
sell yourself.
I'm looking at the stream right now, and I just happen to see a little bit of information on the top of your sheet. It says, chaotic neutral.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit.
That's the pirate alignment.
Yeah, that's a. I might take a bit of this.
You're not gonna take
Yeah.
even like a fine.
Kanani, I will take
like,
no personal offense to this. I promise.
They never
give her-
notice if you skim a little off the top.
I'll give her 40. I'll just take 10 then.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
you only have like
Really?
9
Huh,
silver.
Interesting.
I need-
Tyler, what do you think? What do you think should happen?
I have a.
she should pocket 10 gold
Oh,
because it's Gwen.
okay.
She would.
Gwen's
Gwen!
gonna be like,
Gwen, your
Oh!
gemstone is worth 40 gold, which is 40 times as much money as you've ever seen in your life.
Oh my god!
oh
I'm
my
gonna
goodness,
shit
Barm,
myself.
thank you so much. I have never seen this money in my damn life. I
Lucio's
cannot
going to
believe
look over like, what? Rich boy things.
That
He's
is
like,
so
wow, a
amazing, Barm.
weekly
Thank
allowance.
you so much.
You're welcome. I
Add
guess.
40 gold to Gwen's sheet and add 10 gold to
I
Barm's
already
sheet.
added 10 to mine.
And take 1 gemstone away from Gwen.
Okay.
So.
Oh, he throws the map in for free
Oh.
Oh shit.
as part of your trade because he got a good deal on your gemstone.
Give map. Give.
Oh, he
Give
got a
map.
good deal. It was worth a lot more.
Oh yeah.
Oh, maybe.
Fuck.
Maybe if you hit
Thanks.
that-
Even
maybe you
with
hit
my
that
good
nat
charisma.
20.
Oh well.
Your friend Nikolai Points on the map and says,
Nikolai
over
hot?
here.
Wow, already moving on.
Wow, and the light comes on at that moment.
It's a sign from God.
Really, though.
I don't know if she should move on
Mithras?
yet. We'll see.
I don't
Mithras?
think she should.
No, she's not. I promise.
It's
Okay.
just Frog.
I have things planned. It's fine.
It seemed important. I don't know.
The man points
Definitely
over
is.
here, on the far eastern edge of town, and says,
Shit.
"This is the gate that you came into. It is the eastern gate,
Okay.
closest to, well, not closest to, but it is the continuation of the Zvalach road.
Noodle. Swear to God.
The church you seek is over here. It is this large building on the western edge of town,
Oh. Okay.
with the adjoining graveyard. Many people have been buried there in times past. Thankfully, not as much anymore, thanks to the earnest, hard work of our great guards here in Vallaki.
Do you know if there is maybe an inn or maybe just a really large tree that we could take for rest?
I think you're going to want to stay at the inn instead of a tree. Come on, this is Vallaki. We have the best hospitality in Barovia. I know that's not saying much, but...
Haha. That's
It is the
very
Blue Water
stressful.
Inn. This little blue building here in the center of town that is shaped a little bit like a T shape. That is
A
the Blue
T-shape.
Water Inn. The owners there, Erwin and his lovely wife, Danica Martikov.
Erwin?
Erwin, yes.
Is he blonde?
No, he is raven-haired.
Oh.
Quite dark,
Sorry,
actually.
sorry, Kanani.
What?
It's not Erwin.
They're lovely people, and they will be happy to take you in. They charge very
like
fair
Erwin.
prices for room and board.
His eyebrows.
Blue Water
though.
Inn sounds
Okay,
so.
his eyebrows are pretty whack, I have to admit.
The Blue Water Inn sounds somewhere where I would feel at home.
It is named after the
This-
blue waters of the Zarovich Lake, just to the north of here, which you can reach through that northern gate there, if you feel like doing some fishing. Although, doing anything outside the town these days is inadvisable at best.
Do you happen to
be about it,
know
the town.
about the lake on the way in from the gate that we entered?
Lake Zarovich, yes, of course.
that's
I know
the
a
same
thing or
one?
two. Yes, it is all one lake. It is the largest body of water in Barovia.
Okay. Has there ever been anything weird found in the lake? Just wondering.
Like
little-
what?
I don't know, maybe like a really big fish.
Maybe. Not many people fish out there anymore. I only know one who does. This
maybe.
old fellow
Yes.
goes out there from time to time. Never catches anything.
Do you know his name? Or
That man?
who he is?
Bluto. Old Bluto.
What does he do
He fishes
for a living?
for a living.
Oh.
He is very poor, to my
Like a
understanding.
fisherman.
Like a fisherman. Plus, it's my understanding that he hasn't caught anything for weeks, maybe? He still tries every day out there, early in the morning, late in the evening. Nothing.
Do you happen to know where he stays?
Yeah.
Gwen, I don't
I'm
know
not
if we
sure.
really have time to be making
no,
house
don't
At
worry.
visits.
this point, Lucille is getting very antsy
worry,
of
don't
standing
worry.
around, not working on trying his brother. So he's going to walk up to the man and just say, "Thank you, good sir. I think we'll head to that inn," and just shake his hand abruptly and start walking towards the inn.
Okay, well, bye then.
Barum also
Thank
just
you.
starts following. Just
Tell
like
me about
that.
them dream pastries sometimes.
Of course. If
He's
I see
going to
you
yell
again.
back, "Don't bother."
No, please do.
He has pointed out two landmarks to you: St.
Yes.
Andrew's Church and the Blue Water Inn. You have a map of the town, and it's not very large. It would probably take about an hour to go from one end of the town to the other if you're going to the church first. But what are you five doing, along with Irina?
Do y'all think we should scope out the church first to see what kind of things await us there, or should we go take our chances at the inn first?
I really do just disappear under the shirt, don't I?
Yeah, you do.
Floating
As much as I could go for a tankard of grog, I think we should move to the church first and figure out what exactly it is we need to be doing.
I think that may be our best bet, but I don't know if we should get too close just in case. We're all pretty tired. So
It's a church in a relatively safe town. I see.
I
Do
have
not see what harm it
learned,
can do.
Ron, not to trust churches recently.
Aaron,
That's all I'm saying.
No offense, but you have not been in this land for very long.
Exactly.
I also
Aaron.
can't say that
To be
I've been in this land very
fair-
long, but I would like to
be
scope
fair,
this
neither
out.
have you.
Anything to get closer to
Been
my
in
brother.
here longer than you have, and we have seen quite a lot of shit.
Quite a lot of shit.
I have
fair
seen you
enough.
already on you by 6 hours.
If you wish,
In the
you
last
may go
church
to the inn,
that
and
we
I will
went
go to the
there was an
church.
undead tied under it, so.
That does not bother me. If you wish to go to the inn, very well. I will go to the church first and see what I may see.
Okay, let's just go to the church real quick, check it out, and then see what we can do from there.
Oh
All
no,
right?
you
Does
do
that
not
sound
need to
good?
go with me. I think I could talk to one priest by myself.
No, we're going with you, Ron. It's fine, okay?
Lucio remembering the firebolt at the
Yeah.
log. I think I
Yeah.
will accompany you.
Yep.
That was my favorite thing ever.
I was just telling him how I was watching that clip and it was so funny again.
That was so good.
It was so good.
Very well.
Unbelievably
If
good.
you wish to come with me, it does not matter one way or the other to me.
All right, let's get her on then.
Ron is
Alright.
going to take point and head towards the church.
You are headed to the Church of Saint Andrew.
I think
Andrew,
Andrew's
what
like,
are you
I want to sleep.
Andrew's going for the inn. He wants the wine.
Yeah.
Give me that wine and some sleep. My health isn't
Angela,
looking
are
the
you
greatest.
Sure?
You
Are
use
sure?
the main Zvalich road to head towards the church. More people become visible. It seems that not everyone is winding down yet. As I said, it's still early, getting on in the evening at this point. More wolf's heads are coming down around town. More posters for this festival of the blazing sun going up in places. These oddly, white smiles going up on people's faces too. You've seen Barovians before. They always look like they have a pall of death hanging on them. Super pale skin, dark hair, dour expressions, all the ones that you've met so far. These have the same look, but they all try to smile, and it looks real strained as they shout at each other, "All will be well, neighbor. Do not worry," in this slogan
Lucio-
treating.
Lucio approaches Aaron and just kind of leans in and goes, I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah,
only
Barum
just
is kind of
now
standing over there,
uncomfortable.
and Barum is just like, I feel like they're overcompensating for something.
You are only just now uncomfortable.
Says
Well,
the
I mean,
one
given
who's like,
where
it's
we're
a safe
at, I'm
area.
just now taking in my surroundings.
This is true. Yeah. We will figure out what is going. We will figure out what is going on later. We have more urgent business.
As a side note, Deadbolt would enjoy any talking you guys do this session because my throat is already pretty sore from allergies this week. So talk it up, y'all. I'm not stopping you.
RP it is.
RP it is. But one thing does catch your eye as you pass through the town center. It looks like there may have been a display here at one point, only visible by the leftover bloodstains on the town center that has like a raised platform. Simple, sparse, nothing in particular put on it at this point. It looks like there are a couple of people who are making preparations for whatever this Blazing Sun Festival will be, setting decorations on this raised die platform. There's a speaker's podium. Nothing else particularly of note, but the blood stain seems to be from wolf's heads that were probably stacked here for whatever wolf's festival that they had prior to this. But you notice the individual who must be the captain of the guard. He is a hulking, easily 7.5 foot tall humanoid who, as the 5 of you, 6 of you really, make your way into the town center, he fixates on Luciel in particular.
Oh, shit.
His gray eyes dead on meeting with yours, unspeaking, a distance away. He doesn't walk up and get in your face or anything. He's just standing near the platform, but he just stares hard at you. On his side, he has a great axe that he is resting his right hand on. That hand is not human. It is huge, deformed, reddish in coloration with long nails that are scraped down the side of the axe that he holds at his side. He doesn't make any initiation and doesn't do anything as the party passes by, but it's pretty clear pretty quickly that this is the one that everyone in town has been terrified of so far. And from the impression that you 5 get as you pass by him, rightly so. He is a beast of a man with several guards surrounding him at all times.
Lucio trying not to be scared and more of a gentleman, just kind of like meets his gaze and it's just like as they walk by, like yep.
Hey.
Gwyn, you have found your match.
No. No. Maybe in a fight.
I have noticed you tend to go for the strong men. He seems quite strong.
That's okay. I just think we should probably hurry on past him. I don't like his look very much.
He lowers his voice. Though it does seem that he's been staring at me this whole time.
Maybe he swings that way.
I was thinking the
Gwyn,
exact
please do
same
not
thing.
jest.
Perhaps he likes the exotic.
Maybe you
I
should
can't
go
help
up
but
and
if I'm a
talk to him,
fine
Lucille.
specimen.
That might be great. You really need to get to know the people of the area, don't you think? You know.
Yes, but I prefer to get to know those that aren't wielding a giant great axe.
Noodle
when I speak to
checks
them.
character sheet rapidly, sees his chances.
Can I?
You know.
I
Gwen
mean,
will
I
raise
carry
her
an
voice
axe, but
slightly.
you don't seem to have any
If you're
problem
going
with
to
me.
be the vassal,
Gwyn, I don't know your background, but I don't believe you understand how vassals work.
I don't think I need to know what that means.
Vassal my asshole.
Exactly. Vassal his asshole. Anyways,
You pass through the
before
center
that
of
creepy
town.
man comes over here.
Before the creepy man.
And you pass by, on your way, the Blue Water Inn. It has a sign out front, faded and weather-worn, but not as ramshackle as the one back in Barovia, the Blood of the Vine Tavern, indicating that this is the humble abode of the Martkov family, and they welcome you to the Blue Water Inn. Who all is stopping here and not going on to the church? Irina is one.
Andrew?
Andrew is staying with Irina
Andrew
at the
about to
Blue
get
Water.
his drink on with Irina, dude.
Okay.
Oh.
4 people are going on to the church then?
Yep. Lucille is gonna go check out.
Andrew and Irina, we'll come back to you. We'll do the church first. You march on through town. It takes you round about an hour or so to get from the edge of town over to the other edge of town, walking briskly on a straight road without anything really stopping you. I'm going to drag everyone over here.
I think.
I'll drag Andril and others elsewhere later. St. Andrew's Church is a rather humble-looking building for what presumably will be happening here soon, whatever it is that Madame Ava had indicated. It appears to be of the same make and religious style as the one that you had seen in Barovia, the humble little Barovian chapel with Father Donovich, and it brings back jarring memories of a really bad time that was almost had at that church. But there are people dwelling here and currently at prayer, it seems. There's around 24 people or so in the pews, their hands clasped or their heads bowed, all of them in some form of obeisance towards the altar. And as you enter the building, you can see that the religious figure, the father, if that's what they want to call him, is nearby the altar and is quietly ministering to people who have approached him. He appears to be a wizened older man, and he is, as I said, currently speaking softly to people who have approached him at the altar place. And there's no creepy vampire sounds yet.
So, go ahead and get your yes frog thing ready. Oh no, do you not have
He's
it?
misplaced it.
Where'd I put it? Oh, it's right here.
Thank you. Do we already have the materials, as they say?
What materials?
Have we collected any bones,
The bone
Frog?
What bones?
Did you collect any?
Okay. No
Does
bones?
anybody
didn't.
remember any bones?
The only
I
bones I
don't
remember are
remember any bones.
the ones. Aron doesn't remember any bones.
I
Mithras
buried the
remembers
bones.
many bones that he wanted to burn but wasn't allowed to.
True.
The pirate's
Buried the bones.
Y'all.
Where are the bones?
You look around and
No bones.
no bones.
Oh man.
I would imagine that we have to return the bones, Gwyn. That means they're not here.
Okay, but where are they then?
Well, that's what we're here to find out. We need to
Okay,
ask the
that's
priest.
fine then. Let's go ahead and go ask that whippersnapper over there. Seems like he's a good lad.
You approach
Pro-
the father.
Whippersnapper.
What?
I am unfamiliar with this term.
Barham just like puts his hand in his head and is just like, oh my god.
I'm never getting out
Lucio's
of
going to
Barovia
look
alive.
over at Barm. I don't think we should have brought her. Maybe we should have her stay at the church.
You need to hush. Shh. Hush. Shh.
Gwen, I suggest you think about what you say before you say it here. I will just say that.
What do you mean?
You
I
are
can
a-
tell Lucille to hush.
I'm not talking about to him.
You were adept at convincing that merchant to buy the stone. Perhaps you should talk to the priest and figure out where these bones are.
Alright.
Yeah, Barham. Why don't you take the lead on this one?
All right, Barham.
Get
You
back in the
approach the
kitchen.
father.
Yeah.
Lucio's just gonna chuckle.
Yeah, Barham approaches the minister. Father, may I have a word, please?
Holy light.
Oh, father.
Well, that's what. Why are you saying that? That's what the.
Daddy priest.
No, I changed my background light to holy light.
Oh.
So, Barham approaches the father. You can see surprise across his face, and you dimly realize, Barham, that this is probably the first Dragonborn he's ever seen, in all likelihood. However, he is graceful in his mannerisms toward these strange creatures which have come rolling into his entirely human church. And he says, "Greetings, my children. Blessings of the morning Lord and the night mother upon you. What brings you to this humble church? In
What is
peace, I
like-
hope."
Yes, in peace. We mean no harm. We were sent here on a quest to help a friend in need. Are you perchance missing anything from this church that needs to be returned to you?
As soon as you say the word missing, the father's face becomes creased with worry and realization. You think that you've said the right thing that gets him thinking. He speaks to the last two congregants who have come to him and says, "Give me a moment with our friends here. I will return and minister to you in a moment, my friends." And he beckons the four of you to come with him to behind the altar to what appears to be a priest's office, more or less, very humble area with just a simple reading desk and a bed.
And as
And the priest
he's
says,
leading
"Oh."
us over there, Barb just kind of looks behind him and just shrugs like, okay, I guess that works.
Gwen is like,
Like, that was easy.
Lucio just quickly catches up because he's like, my brother.
Gwen is like, well, that's
Damn
good
dirty
that Barham
dragonborn
asked him.
stealing our priest.
Like, oh, maybe I should shut up.
Gwen's like, that's good that Barham asked him, because I would have just said, where are the bones at?
This is why I suggested he do it.
Gwen, I
Okay,
haven't
Ron,
known
maybe
you
you were
long.
right once. It's fine.
know you long, but perhaps you shouldn't speak to people as much.
Well, you just aren't the friendly type, Lucille. Okay, it's fine.
No,
but...
I mean no offense. I mean no offense.
Oh, you mean no offense? Right, of course.
Gwyn, the man lost his brother. Be kind.
Yeah, Gwen, don't be so rude.
No, I do not wish to hold that over anyone.
Flashes of Ismar dying in the background.
Literally! Well, I lost someone too. Let's not forget.
You lost
So
an
soon.
employer.
Huh?
You lost an employer. He lost his brother. He wins.
No, Ismark was so much more.
To you,
Yes.
it was very one-sided.
They were
No.
almost talking.
Lucio's going to quietly lean over to Barum. Was it all in it?
Vacuum cleaner in the background.
I was like, what is that sound?
That was so funny.
Who?
I know.
Who's vacuum?
Whose could it be, I wonder?
Konami.
Oi!
Oi.
Oi! Why you vacuum now?
Must vacuum. It is 10 p.m.
Please.
Vacuum time.
It's time to pull up the meme generator.
Dead. So funny.
But as Gwen is like, I
Still.
lost someone too. Barb is just thinking, like, he doesn't say anything, but he's just like, and we have someone who lost their brother. And then I've lost basically a kin and my best friend. And her almost
Don't
not
shame
actual
Gwen. Don't
lover.
shame Gwen.
Like, Barb is literally
late.
sitting there, like, looking at his hands, like, trying to line them up, like, how?
At
When
this
it's
point,
so big.
Luciole is realizing he might have stepped on a landmine and starts to kind of move in between everyone and be like, please, let's not make this a competition. We've all lost somebody. I just want to focus on getting my brother back.
Fine.
I don't think I have, but fair enough. I will not continue the argument.
There's no point.
That's right.
So, the father watches this exchange take place in his office and says, I can see you all come from very different backgrounds, but you are here to help, perhaps?
Yes, we are here to help. We would like to help recover whatever has been either taken or missing for you and bring it back.
This must be a sign from the Morning Lord, for I have not told anyone that anything is missing yet. Save for a close friend, but yes, I will tell you. First of all, I am Father Lucian Petranovich. I am pleased to make your acquaintance. And you are?
Pleasure is mine. I'm Brimineth at a bottom, but you can call me Bottom.
I will call you Barum.
And I am Lucio Lethair.
He nods.
I am our own Darkwater.
I know Gwen can, but you can call me Gwen.
I will
We
call
have
you
one
Gwyn.
more in our party, but
I will call
he
you.
is currently resting.
I see. Well, you may need all the help you can get in the coming days, although I hope it is not to be. Let me get right to the point. Yes, this is the resting place of the bones of Saint Androl, the patron saint of our humble church here. It is through his bones that we consider this hallowed ground sacred to us and unable to be assailed by the likes of that devil Strahd.
At this point, Lucio's gonna have a little bit of sweat pour down his brow, and he just take a little bit.
And Barb just kind of cuts eyes over at him, like
We all
like
cut eyes at him.
well,
Like,
he doesn't look at him like judgmentally, but he's like calm down and kind of just like a symbol like calm down, like
Gwen definitely
Don't.
looks at him judgmentally.
don't give anything away.
The bones are supposed to remain here at all times in a crypt under the altar itself in the church. I noticed only recently, in the last few days, that the boards that hold the crypt in place had been cunningly replaced. And the bones that now reside there are not the bones of the saint. Someone did make a shoddy attempt at making it look like they had put other bones in there, but I am not skilled with magic, but I know at least enough to know that these were not holy bones. The bones of the saint project an aura around this church, keeping it safe, giving solace to those who come here. but I do not know whose they were replaced with. And worse, I do not know who took them or why, but the why is probably much more sinister.
Do you have any leads or?
I suspect, and I only have a suspicion, that it is the grave digger who works here. It is a young man named Milivaj. I will start spelling some of this out because some of you have notes and some of this is really hard to spell. This is... Oh, let me mute while I type madly.
Now it'll just be Gwen typing instead.
I know. I was just like, I love how he mutes so as not to have the angry typing, and then Gwen angry typing.
Angry type. Who are those people? Oh, those
Were
are
there
the
any other
innkeeps.
names that I... Yeah, the Erwin and Danica Martikov
Yeah,
are the
the
innkeepers.
fishing dude.
Fishing dude.
Yeah, I want to know his name just in case. Just in case.
All right, was there anyone else I mentioned that we needed a spelling for or anything? Oh, didn't...
Captain of the guard.
I was going to say the captain of the guards.
Oh, yeah, him.
And it was Sir Andrel who? Is the...
This person was... Oh, here, I'll do...
Oh, it was just Saint Andrel. Okay.
Saint Androl.
I put him as Bones guy.
Daddy?
The bones are Saint Androl's. The person I suspect is this Milivaj. He served us well for so long. He was a young man who had no parents, cared for his younger siblings, took care of the graves, dug the graves when we needed them, a sordid but necessary business. And he has gone missing as well.
When did he and the bones go missing?
3 or 4 days ago was when I noticed. I don't know if the bones were taken at the same time, but
Did
I can only
anything-
assume because I noticed around that time.
Did
Must have been around
anything weird happen before the bones went missing or after they have gone missing? Anything just out of the ordinary?
Well, it was around the time of this Wolf's Head festival that the Baron insisted on having.
What exactly is this
Wolf's
festival? We've seen posters, but
The Baron has a festival every week. It varies in type. He, honestly, I'm trusting you with my position here a little bit. The Baron is a little picky about how he is spoken about. But since I am entrusting you with the bones here, and that I think that you are friends sent to help me, sort of promised ones from the Morning Lord, I will try to trust you as much as I can and tell you the truth. The Baron is a little bit off his rocker. He comes up with the different festival every week, saying that if we celebrate, we will defeat the devil Strahd with our positivity. And so he comes up with these festivals like the Wolf's Head festivals or the Festival of Ivory Keys, where he has some musician come out and play us a song once a week. He plies the people with food and drink, and so they are kept happy. But if you ask me, as a holy man, I think it's going to take more than a slogan and a all will be well to keep Strahd out of this place.
that was going to lead to my next question, actually. Strahd seems to have his hand in everything. How is he just allowing this to happen? I'm just curious.
It beats me. To be honest, Strahd, the devil Strahd, is very strong. And if you've had any interaction with him whatsoever, I'm sure you have been the worse for it. It is one of the main reasons I continue cooperating with the Baron, that he seems to want to buck that system, to put it away from him, and to get the people out from his grasp. I do not know if Strahd is put out by it, doesn't know. He hasn't visited town. We've had no vampire attacks. The wolves that dwell here are wild and do not seem to be under any particular direction. The hunters go out and find food for us. It's been, dare I say, peaceful. I do fear the day if Strahd does either find out about this or decide to take exception, what might happen. But who is to say what goes on in the devil's mind?
Fair.
What led you here? For what purpose do the bones serve for you?
Like I mentioned, we are looking to help our friend, and we're not sure exactly how it'll help yet. We've lost
Very well.
someone.
I see.
We were told your church could help. Gwen, why
Well-
do you chuckle?
Why do you chuckle?
Barham just has a way with words.
That's his job.
Exactly. I'm
If,
very
He
uh,
grateful
actually
for
knows
it.
how to communicate with people.
If the bones could be returned, you would absolutely have my eternal gratitude, as well as those of my congregants.
What exactly is it that you're worshipping here at this church?
We are dedicated to the service of the Morning Lord and the Night Mother, the two deities here in Barovia. Although, this may sound bad coming from a man of faith, but it is simply a matter of fact. We have not heard from them in many a lifetime. And for D&D purposes,
They're dead.
normally, gods, you would hear from them because clerics obviously draw their power directly from them. It's unusual to hear a man of faith who doesn't have an act of power to show for his deity. It is the belief of many within my congregation, and I have no reason to tell them otherwise, that Strahd and his minions are a curse placed upon us by the Night Mother for not observing some ancient ritual in times before we were all born. I cannot say I disagree, for Strahd is nothing but a plague upon this land.
An interesting deity.
A plague. Ah, perfect.
It is late. Where could we find this grave digger at this hour?
He said he was
Like
missing.
I said, he has been missing. No one here in the church has been able to locate him. The only one who spoke with him regularly was the altar boy who helps me, a little orphan named Yaska.
Is
But-
he here?
Time to
He
talk
is
to
here.
the orphan boy.
Okay, let's speak to him then. I think it's
Okay.
a good idea.
But before we
He-
speak to
oh,
him,
sure.
where do you know where this how do you say it?
Who's the cleric?
Milivage?
Trust.
Do you,
Milivage.
do you know where his place of residency was?
I do not. He only came here to dig graves and did so for a number of years. We're all having noises tonight. I have a vacuum
with
cleaner.
the
You don't have to
lion.
be.
Okay. Well then, I suppose our
Thank
next lead would be
you.
to talk to this orphan.
There is this Yaska child, but I
Speak
think you
to
will
the
see
child.
why it is hard to get much information.
Gwen, perhaps you should let Barham
Speak
speak
to the child.
Barham just kind of looks like, I don't know how to talk to children.
Well, lucky you have me. Let's go find this kiddo. How about that?
You could turn into a dog, and that might get the child to trust you more.
Father Lucian brings
I
you
think
a
I would be
small,
more afraid of a speaking dog than anything.
innocent-looking child who is currently also assisting,
Especially considering they're constantly being attacked by wolves.
with the congregants.
That's a.
She is a druid. She could make
Definitely an
herself look
orphan
like
boy.
a friendly dog.
That's
What was the
definitely
orphan boy's name?
Andril.
Yaska.
I feel like you actually
I will
might be
spell
the
it.
one to make the most progress with him, considering you are actually the closest looking to human.
Angel?
Unfortunately, he's not with us.
Or not
Andrew
Andril,
right
sorry. Aaron.
Oh, Aaron.
Yeah.
there. Roll.
Andrew's just
Yeah.
like, what? I'm drinking wine.
drinking
with
wine."
Irina.
Okay,
True.
small boy has appeared.
Go ahead then, Aron.
You want me to talk to the child? Very well. I will talk to the child.
Oh.
Gwen is like,
Aro kneels down to get on the child's level. Hello, me and my friends. We want to ask you questions. Perhaps you might want to talk. There might be something in it for you.
At this point, Lucille is getting already irritated that, or just more anxious of people not progressing towards finding his brother. So he's just kind of like, one more child. What is this?
Barham's
Is there
just
a-
like, peace. We are making progress. It's fine.
I don't suppose anybody has, perhaps some cakes or a piece of sweet or something like that. To
I have some meat.
I do
it's a
not think meat
shame
will persuade a
no
child.
No
one
dream
is
pastries.
letting me get some dream pastries around here. That's just a darn shame, I
Lucille
think.
is very catching
I
on
don't-
that these dream pastries are not the greatest as
Dwayne, I
Definitely
don't think
yours
you would
would be.
share your dream pastries if you had any. Nobody has any. Very well. I have some.
That's fair.
I have a coin I can give you.
Oh,
We just want to ask some questions.
Why is Jumbo laughing so much?
because the child is not here.
What?
Oh,
Surprise!
oh, there he is.
You hear to the back corner of the room.
He's trying to give you a coin. Wait, what? He's pointing? Repeat, tech bug. No, what did you say in your voice?
In my voice,
Yeah.
I said you see in the back corner of the room, and
What
then
did you see?
and then I repeated the sound. And you see a small child behind what looks to be like some sort of crate of some sort.
Yeah, Aran is trying to give him a coin to speak to us.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
And that is what he says.
He says, mm-hmm.
Hi, Ruth. You are mute. You have
Lucille looks at Barm, and he's mute.
you have no tongue, perhaps, or you just cannot speak.
Open
Okay,
your
hold
mouth!
on. Hold on, Meta. Meta, I'm gonna do the language I actually learned. Hold on.
Is he cracking his fingers?
Is he beating his meat?
Is he just cracking? What's happening?
I'm doing
Morse
ASL.
code.
Oh.
That was the joke.
Oh,
I'm doing
I thought
ASL.
he was just
The jokes I'm doing
throwing
ASL.
hand
You guys are very
signs.
funny. Anyway, there's no more
Fuck
jokes
you.
now. Okay. Thank you, Tyler.
Okay, so let's see. This is 20 questions then. Yes or no only. Okay, so if I say something that is yes, you nod. If you don't know, then you shake your head. Okay. Okay. So
It's gonna be great without a webcam.
you know the grave digger, yes? I have literally no idea what's going on.
No, I don't either.
Growl!
Lucille looks over at Barm. Did he just growl?
Just like, I'm. And Barb just
Problem
like
is,
shrugs
problem
like,
is I'm
I
having
don't
problems
know.
hearing text. Let me turn them up.
Roll a roll shrink check. He's gonna I'm gonna say that you haven't like handed him the coin all the way. You're just trying to give him the coin. He like lunges forward and tries to snatch the coin from your hand really quick, but you're grabbing it really tightly because you don't really understand exactly what's going on with him right now.
the coin yet. Oh.
Alright, good.
No, thank you.
Well,
That
nice.
child.
He leaps forward, grabs the coin in between his index fingers,
Bitch.
while the coin is already snapped between your two rugged, powerful fingers.
Oh. Okay.
He's doing the pirate trick, rolling it between his knuckles, just
Yeah,
dangling in
seriously.
front of him.
And you just like grab it like slightly harder than you were before, and it just like doesn't budge.
Sorry,
This was like a
couldn't
small
help myself,
child
mate.
after all.
You don't get the coin until you answer my questions. You answer my questions, you get the coin. Okay.
Yeah, tell him.
So, do you know the Gravekeeper? Yes or no? I'm going to take that as a yes. And do you know where the Gravekeeper is? This is really
No.
hard.
That's
I think
definitely
so.
a buzzer.
No.
That's definitely a
no, I
buzzer.
think. Yeah.
Yeah,
Now it just sounds
I'm
like
trying-
somebody left their phone on their desk.
but I'm not even
On
trying to
vibrate.
interpret child. I'm trying to interpret tech bug.
Tech bug
Most
right
people
in
would
chat,
say,
maybe.
most people would say mm-hmm or
Not
mm-mm.
yes,
There's
no,
a big difference
no.
between mm-hmm and mm-mm, and then tech bug is just grumbling. All of it is confused
No.
grumbling noises.
There.
There, perfect, perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
That's the end of your chat messages.
Did you did you talk to him? Let's see. How long ago was he missing? I forgot.
It was like
I
4 days.
forgot. Did you talk to him 4 days ago?
What an insensitive
before he left.
question to ask a mute child.
Did you talk?
True.
At this
You-
point, Luciole is literally just trying to stand as far away as, because he's obviously not able to
Sounds
hide
like
his absolute frustration.
Okay.
What?
Hawk might have been a bad question.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You okay.
Count for us,
Um,
child. Do it.
Okay. Did you
Knows how to count,
did you
at least.
did you see him here in the church? You saw him here in the church, in the graveyard. Did he have a bag that he might have been carrying something perhaps slightly heavy in it?
I thought that was a no at first, but then after the I was like, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
That is 5 questions, 15 more to go. Okay, very good. 15 more questions, and you can have your gold piece. Okay.
Knows
Let's
how
see
to
here.
work this.
Did he look nervous? Did he look like someone like scared or nervous perhaps? Like he was doing something he shouldn't have been doing?
He looked handsome.
Excuse me?
Handsome.
Handsome. Okay. See, that doesn't help me any.
Why can this child only speak one word?
DB, I sent
Or
you a
look back
message, by the way. I have a question.
Aaron looks back at the others. Come on, help me out. Help me ask him questions.
Do you know where he goes after church?
It has to be a yes or no.
That is a yes or no. Do you know where he
is a yes.
goes? Yes or no?
Yes or no, child, tell us.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So,
Sounded
did he
no,
go there? Did he go in that direction the last time you saw him?
I'm trying, Travis.
We're trying all to
Dude,
discern.
we all have no clue.
We're also invested in this single mute child.
No, literally.
You can see why information is difficult sometimes. I
Yeah,
have
that-
tried
yeah.
to talk to him a little bit, but to little avail. And sadly, I was not able to divine Milivaj's location from him.
Oh, but it seems that something was going on at the time, for sure.
That is why I suspect Milivaj the most.
Do you know where he lives?
Could you show us where he lives?
Could you show us where you last saw him?
Stop wasting my gold piece. We just asked him 3 questions and he didn't give us a single answer.
He says yes.
And now we don't know which question. We don't know.
He answered yes to all of them, I would say.
Yeah, yeah.
Take us to where.
Lead the way.
Lead us.
Lead the way.
He seems to be willing as long as there's coin involved.
Yeah. Let's...
Take us to where he lives, and we will stop asking questions.
I look at Lucio looks at the child and is just like, okay.
He understands him.
I love coin.
Oh.
Okay,
All right.
child. We have not
train.
asked you 20 questions, but if you take us to where he is, the gold is yours. No more questions asked.
We're getting somewhere.
Does Yeska lead them anywhere, Techbug? Body language time?
Body language.
That's
He's actually,
yes.
Yeah, he's actually become the mute now.
I have become child. I have become child.
Look,
You can't do
look,
that.
you
You,
can't-
don't have a cam.
You can't question him though. He's a method actor. Like,
You're gonna make me
just
have to
gotta let him
change my nappy, Kanani.
Back out into the rainy day.
That's an
Yeska
incredibly gross
leads
meta
you.
joke. I'm surprised that you laugh at that.
You're nappy.
Yeska leads you to one of the graves out in the backside of the church, and you can see that there is one that has been freshly dug.
This is where he lives.
Did the father follow us out as well?
Sure. He followed you out.
Father, do you know whose grave this was? Who was laid here?
I
or
do
who
know.
was supposed to be laid here.
I do know.
Oh,
who
so you just
was
ask him
supposed
because
to be.
he's the adult, huh?
The father
Just
says,
say yes,
yes.
Yes.
I do know who was laid here. It was, I believe this must have been where Milivarj worked last. This was
That
the
wasn't
last
in
grave he
character.
did.
It wasn't. The child can't talk.
He has been speaking sometimes, I think.
So this was his last grave. Do you know who he was digging it for?
I knew the person, yes. I assume when you asked this question, Yeska led you here because this was the last place he saw Milivarj. I don't think he would have gone home with him or knew where he lived necessarily. They were not related.
See,
Maybe.
this is why we don't ask 3 questions before we get an answer.
Oh my god.
Hey.
Maybe try again. I could
Yeah,
not
We
Well,
still
but-
have some more
myself.
left over.
Let us first. The child has earned his coin, and I'll flip the gold coin towards the child.
Oh,
Well, now the
Go,
child's
child.
just gonna take off.
child is just dead quiet.
Child, hello,
Child!
we give you money.
Sorry, I missed what that was. What was it?
We
Coin
give you
flip
the coin.
towards you.
I flipped. I said, "Hold on." The child has earned his coin. Then I flipped the coin. I flipped a gold coin towards him.
He's turned into a golem, apparently.
The coin has
guess
been
so.
grabbed.
Maybe
Okay.
we should offer him something else.
Well, let us investigate the grave first. Let us see if we can find anything here. I'm
Okay.
going to roll an investigation.
Go for it.
Same.
All right, roll investigation. Anybody who is examining the grave.
I will as well.
I guess I will after that roll.
Oh, well, maybe not, because I don't
Oof,
have good
oof.
investigation. But oh well, I'll do it anyways.
Okay.
Fuck.
All right.
Why
Wow.
are we all
rolled
failing?
mediocre.
What the
Oh,
fuck?
they
What
did
a
like
great
meh.
spectrum.
Wow.
Sadly, nothing that gives you any additional information about Milivarj in particular. You are at least able to rule out that the bones themselves are probably not here because despite being fresh dug, it is extremely damp and there is already some grass growing in it, as if, according to the time frame which the priest has told you, within the last 4 or 5 days, the grave was dug and then left undisturbed.
Could you take us?
Mm.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I
I was going to say, you can always try to see if that's
Thank you,
always
Angela.
true, but based on the rolls, it is your opinion that this is not where either Milivage or the bones are. This is simply Milivage's last task before disappearing.
She would take us perhaps to where the bones of the saint were once laid. Perhaps we might find some clues there.
The bones of the saint where it is supposed to be currently held?
Yes, where they were before they
Do
were.
you still have the
Under the
bones
altar.
that were replaced
Yes.
with the saint's bones?
I dared not touch them because I do not, like, as I said, in order to prevent a panic, I do not want people just knowing there are no bones of the saint in the church. But I will show
Perhaps I
them to you.
can examine them and discern if there's some sort of uniqueness to them.
Okay. Back inside the church, under the altar, the father Lucian sends his congregants home a little bit early in the evening. It looks like some of them may have wanted to stay a little bit longer, but he says that these people are here to aid and are here sent by the Morning Lord, and that they need to get some business done aiding the church. He disperses them. Takes about 10 minutes or so to get people out. And then he leads you, with Yeska being the only other one there, to underneath the altar, which has a crypt underneath that is covered in wooden planks. He indicates one of the loose ones and says, "This was how I discovered the treachery. One of these boards was not nailed in, and I am certain that without the need for someone to go rooting around down here, these boards should have been undisturbed forever. And yet, someone did a bad job of covering up this subterfuge." He lifts the board carefully, and inside is a small casket lined with white linen, um, the type that you would see in a like a holy relic receptacle, and there are bones laid out. Lucio can tell almost immediately that they are almost shoddily laid out. Where you would see a femur bone, it's been replaced with a humerus. The person would have been misshapen in life, but it just looks like somebody did a quick job of putting the bones back in to look like it was a person.
Can I ask what Milivage's full name is?
That is his full name. He is an orphan. He has
That's
no
his full
surname.
name. Okay. Gotcha.
Thank you, Quinn. Very
There goes my guess.
I can give you a description of him if you happen to see him in town. He is
That would be lovely.
He is a tall young man, raven dark hair, sharp features, wore no beard while he worked here, kept his hair short, unlike the custom of the rest of the Barovians who prefer to grow out that and a beard, but he had no such features. As I said, young man, perhaps early 20s, although even he did not know his age, not knowing his parents very well. Kept in the company of several younger brothers and sisters. I never had a chance to meet them. He simply took care of them at their place of abode, which I never had the opportunity to go to.
Was it an orphanage? Or no?
There is no orphanage in Vallaki. Orphans are either taken into some of the nearby townsfolk. People take care of them. Perhaps they may beg for scraps on the street, but there's no place for them to gather centrally. That's what makes this especially hard. I would assume that had we had such compassion, maybe we would be able to bring in more of them, but I am barely able to take care of the two of them as it is and give Milivage his stipend, but I cannot imagine what would have driven him after years of service here to have suddenly done such a heinous, sacrilegious act.
Is there anything we can determine from these bones, then?
Anybody who would like to examine the bones themselves can make a medical
Yes.
check.
Can I
fuck
do?
yeah.
You said that they had some magical aspect to them.
Oh,
enough
nice.
To,
Run.
just enough to try to fool somebody who is quickly glancing at them.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps I
Well-
can examine them using.
I meant the bones of Saint Angelo himself.
Uh,
Those bones project a holy aura around them, and as I said, they consecrate the land in which they dwell, and would have protected us in case of any vampire spawn or other sordid creatures from Strahd.
could I ask
These are
when?
not them. When?
When did Milovage arrive?
Arrived
Here.
working here a number of years
Yes.
ago, perhaps 2 or 3 at this point.
And
When he
when
was
was the
in-
time that you believed that these bones were stolen and he disappeared again?
It must have only been 4 or 5 days ago at the most. I cannot be precisely certain because I seem to have only spotted the sabotage of the casket later, but I cannot think it is more than that.
And has he shown any interest in bones beforehand? Or was he
No.
merely seeking?
No, he never did anything of the kind. As I said, he seemed like he was a good fit for us, digging the graves and being a strong back working for the people of the church here.
Did he
Was
like
there
bones?
anyone that showed a greater than normal interest in the saint's bones?
Perhaps the Baron, the Burgomaster, but I sort of felt his attention to the bones was well suited. He is the one wanting to make sure the bones are in place for St. Andrew's feast in 2 days.
There's a feast in 2 days as well, so not only the festival.
The Baron will be hosting a feast here at this church, St. Andrew's feast. And it is a time where we bring in the poor and the grieving and try to cheer up their spirits with hot food and some companionship. And yes, it is supposed to take place 2 nights hence here in this church. As I said, the Burgomaster had shown interest in the bones, but only to make sure they were in place so that we could have this event and comfort the people.
Interesting timing, that's for sure.
I cannot imagine why he would have a hand in something like this, since he is the one leading this so-called rebellion against Strahd to begin with, but it is not my place to say. Meanwhile, medical checks. One person has critically succeeded on their medical check. You're able to sort of deduce that this was a woman in life. You also picked up a name from the grave itself. Let me get you that name real quick while I mute and don't make loud clicky clacks.
Why are you screaming, cat? Gwen's gonna excuse herself to outside to pee on a tree really quick. I'll be right back.
Go. Have fun.
Yeska says that. Suddenly not mute anymore. It's because I was clipped on.
She messed up all of the stuff. Girl.
You have paired the name with that of the the body itself to say that the grave must have been the grave you saw in the graveyard must have been the one that the bones were swapped with. That leaves the question of what is still in the grave itself. Probably nothing. It wouldn't make much sense for the bones to be there, but there is like suddenly this question of they did try to make an attempt at having the bones there, and it was sloppily done. The person who did it must not have had any knowledge of how the bones were arranged to begin with. It must not have been somebody familiar with the church itself. Anything else to get from the bones?
What's this name?
That's the name on the grave that these bones probably belong to. The one that was freshly dug out back.
Gotcha.
I don't think there's anything else in particular to pick up from the bones themselves, unfortunately.
Well, based on what we have seen, there are 2 possible options. Either number 1, the grave digger is guilty. He dug up the grave, replaced the bones here, and took the bones for himself. Or perhaps he was being manipulated. Or number 2, which I find far more likely, someone possibly is attempting to pin the crime on the gravedigger. I do not think necessarily it was the gravedigger. You said he was an orphan who who showed up 2 years ago seemed to have no issues whatsoever. And while certainly I do not distrust your judgment, Father,
I also don't trust you.
I find it difficult to think that an orphan would have done this on his own without some kind of outside help, or else he was framed.
I am afeard of the same, sadly. But I will also be quick to say that I think if you do find Milivarsh, I think you will have the thread that will lead you back to the bones of the saint themselves. Perhaps he would at least be able to answer questions, or even if he were brought to me, I mean no ill will upon the boy. I only hope he can be found, and he is not fallen ill after doing this, or having found someone who did this, or anything of the kind. But I do agree with your assessment.
You said they released some kind of holy aura. Is there perhaps someone in town, or he looks at Luciol and Barum? Perhaps one of us has the ability to detect good things and evil things, or perhaps holy items. The ability to detect magical auras. If indeed these bones release a magical aura, perhaps it would be wise if we found someone who could perform such a task.
Does anybody have detect magic?
Or
Yes,
detect
I have
good
detect
and evil.
magic.
Gwen
I
has
could,
it as well.
if we were close enough, I could perhaps find these bones.
It is possible. They are magical of nature.
Rootin' tootin'.
Define close enough.
It would have to be within 30 feet.
That's
It
a
is not
lot
as
of
though
area
I
to
can-
cover.
That would take a lot of time in a town this big. If they are indeed still in this town. This is unfortunate. Well, it seems we have struck a dead end for now. Perhaps we ought to go back to the tavern and take a rest and sleep on what we have, and perhaps inspiration will hit us while we sleep.
Maybe
we
the
can
people
gather
at the
our
inn will
thoughts.
know more too.
Ask around what you can. The people of Valaki are scared, but friendly enough. I wish you the
And-
best.
Sounds good.
I assume that you still do not want the news of these bones' disappearance getting out.
I would absolutely desire that the news of the bones remains between us.
Lucio looking over at
We'll
Gwen.
have enough to be
So we'll
terrified
try
of.
our best not to talk about them missing.
All right. Are the four of you departing the chapel at this point?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Over to our friend who has just been getting to a grand old time.
Yeah.
Wow, Angel, thank you for your help, bro.
The Blue Water Inn. A bustling,
Coochie Man.
busy, noisy little place. There appear to be a fair number of patrons here, even despite the fact that everyone here, aside from Andrew, lives here. This is the de facto watering spot in all of Valaki. They are one of the last remaining places that has wine. Andril gets to hear all about it because the owner is very upset that they are almost out. He is down to his last barrel, and the shipment that is supposed to come in from the winery just outside of town hasn't come up yet. But he nevertheless makes Andrew feel comfortable while he can, and he introduces himself as the one, the only Erwin Martikov. He is the co-proprietor of this fair Blue Water Inn. He welcomes you here and bids that you have a good and pleasant evening after you pay your small fee of half a gold piece or 1 electrum for your stay. Andrew? Andrew's the one who's here first, so...
Punch him. Punch him.
Punch him.
Oh no.
Do not punch him.
We can't
He
tell
does
him
have your
not
wine.
to. We're not here.
I hear
Yeah.
Gwen says.
Yeah. Hush.
You have one other companion,
Irene.
who might be able to swing your bill for the evening.
Hmm.
What do you do, Andrew?
Get her to pay.
Okay, roll a persuasion check.
Sorry.
He decided to come here
Man, our
alone. He
party
thought he
is
was
not
safe
winning
to
any
flee.
favors with Irina.
I tried, okay.
Respectable.
I would say it was a good try, but it wasn't.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Irina is in a bit of a haze, a stupor, if you will, still reeling from the events of the day. Her brother's dead. Oh yeah, this guy wants money. Oh yeah, I owed him money anyway because we promised to pay you guys for services rendered in getting safe to Vallaki. Guess I better take care of that now. She fishes out Andril's portion of the reward, which is 100 gold pieces, and also slaps 1 extra gold piece into the palm of Erwin Martkov, which will cover you for 2 days of room and board. Or you can do 1 day of room and board and get some of the house's best remaining wine in your palm.
How much gold?
1 gold. It's 100 gold for you, and then it's 1 gold piece to Erwin Martkov to pay for your.
I can take the other guys' too, you know. Especially Gwen's. Gwen don't need it. We're friends. It's okay.
Roll another persuasion check.
Oh my
Okay.
fucking god.
Come on, come on.
Whoa, Quinn, when you turn on your echo on your mic, holy shit!
Yes.
Andrew seems like a really dependable guy.
I thought we were friends.
And
You're not
he
here.
probably is like the treasurer of the group because everybody else is like borderline insane anyway. So
You're not
she
wrong there.
hands over the other 400 gold pieces that are for the rest of the party. Andrew, you are now 500 gold pieces richer.
Holy shit.
Your reward for a
God damn.
long and hard day's journey getting to Vallaki and escorting the burgomaster's daughter to the place.
You say wine?
Wine.
All right. You have paid for 1 night's room and board, and you have... actually, let me bring this up real quick. For some reason, I immediately forgot the name of the wine. I said I wasn't going to
We
forget
need to
that.
bar it for persuasion.
Apparently not.
You better hope the
Red
Dragonborn
Dragon
don't find
Crush.
Red Crush.
Red Dragon Crush.
This is
It
where
is
we never
the-
thought of those again.
It is the higher quality wine as opposed to the inferior Purple Grape Mash number 3 that comes from the local winery. Local, Erwin says a little bit hesitantly because it is a little bit out of town, but not far. And he is really hoping to get that delivery because wine... Erwin confides in Andril after seeing the gold piece slapped him and having paid for his meal and his wine. Erwin slides across a finer goblet made of what looks to be electrum itself, which is not silver, but silver and gold alloy. Slides it across and confides in Andrew and says, I really hope we get that shipment in soon. You don't understand. In these times, wine is all we have. Am I right?
Yes.
We are afforded nothing. We have wolves hunting us at the doors. We cannot travel freely. We must stay in town all the time. Wow, this is like Corona, but Curse of Strahd. We never have any joy. Even the festivals. The festivals are great, first of all. And you see that there's like a momentary lapse in Erwin's confidence as he speaks of the festivals, but he continues. The festivals are great and all, but we only get them once a week. What are we going to do to tuck ourselves in bed every night? Wine, that's what. And now, to my last barrel. And as soon as I have to tell people that tomorrow, oh boy, there's going to be hell to pay. But what is a poor innkeeper to do, am I right? Are you enjoying that?
Mm-hmm.
What is your name, by the way? If I may be so bold. Rogue things. Don't let me interrupt you. I know that is great stuff. Red Dragon Crush.
It is. It is indeed. It's
He's
Andrew.
already drowning in the sauce.
Andril. That's a good name. That's really close to our patron saint here in town, Andral. Andril. It's a good name. It bodes well. Are you traveling alone or just with the one companion?
A few, I guess you could say.
A few? Oh, I should expect company then. I must be ready. And he bustles off towards the kitchen. Turns out he's the cook of the establishment as well.
Oh.
The food you are served, Andril, is hot beet soup and fresh bread. It is fortifying, not splendidly tasty or anything. It seems like he's making do with what he has, this Irwin fellow. But it is, as I said, good, hot, fresh food in your stomach. They also have, optionally, if you would like to really swing, you can have an entire direwolf steak for an extra gold piece, which will also give you a bonus on your constitution saves if you decide to take that much protein into your body. Up to you, though. Oh, you will take it. All right. Deduct 1 gold piece from your newfound fortune, and you are eventually slidden a hot, roasted, freshly seared wolf steak. It is around the time that you are enjoying this cut of meat after having paid for this and just feeling like today couldn't possibly go any better, that 4 individuals stride in and make themselves known to the establishment. They are hailed heartily from the kitchen. Just a minute!
Gwen immediately sees Andrel's steak.
Andrew
And
is
it's
seated in front of a monster steak.
Gwen is like, what you got there, Andrel?
None of your business.
No.
Ooh.
Oh.
I'm just
I-
eating you right now, you know?
You're just eating what?
Just eating you, you know? You turn into a direwolf.
Eating me? You're eating direwolf.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Oh.
I love how we can literally
Angel,
only
I've
see
never
Frog's
had to
eyes.
talk with you.
Look at this. I can, like, force down my utensil here and you can see all the
I
blood.
can already tell I live for Gwyn and Andrel conversations.
Andrew, I've never had the conversation with you about how I don't that's just fucking knocked shit over and I
Holy
almost
shit.
died. You good, dude?
He'll walk it off.
That I don't really particularly like eating my kin that I turn into. It's just not my
she's a vegan.
thing.
I didn't think that would be a thing.
She's not. She just doesn't like eating the creature she
But I
turns
heard
into
good for
regularly.
you.
What?
Spider. You don't like spider?
Spider is
No.
good if we can ever get a hold of it.
Good,
You
that's got
suck the
person.
meat out from the claws. It is quite juicy and delectable.
Let's just leave that be for now.
And the monster spiders, you can look down the leg like this once you're done sucking. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That sounds like what we
definitely.
used to do with the giant crabs from the bottom of the sea. We would dredge up on my throat.
Hey, this is my kind of man right here. How are you, sir?
I have seen better days, but you have cheered me up by
At this
making
point,
me eat my
Lucille
favorite
is just
meat.
wiping drool off of his face, like,
You must be this man's companions. I can kind of tell. You don't look like you're from around here, really, but it's none of my business. I'm not getting nosy. I'm just pointing it out. What are your names, and will you be staying this evening?
Gwen.
I-
Yes.
Lucille just extends a hand and says, I'm Lucille Lothair. And
Irwin
yes.
Martikov at your service, and he grabs it and shakes it really powerfully.
Barum
Good to meet
hands
you,
him
sir.
the money required, and he just shakes his hand and says, "Barum, nice to meet you."
Okay. Money required just for you, or?
Yeah, I ain't paying for no one else.
Okay, half a gold. He's expecting half a gold or 1 electrum from 3 other people.
I'm going to, I'll just pay half a
Okay.
gold as well.
Do you maybe have something other than a giant steak to eat?
I'm afraid not. Like I said, we're all out of spider.
There's no other accoutrements?
He leans
There's
over
no
to
spider.
He leans over to Lucille and goes, "Is she asking me to eat someone?
No!
Do they eat
Sir.
people where she's from?"
So I've only known her for so long, and I have absolutely no idea what's going on in that gigantic noggin of
gods.
hers.
Something else to eat. Why don't you go find that weird fisherman that we saw on our way in?
Good luck finding any fish. He never brings anything back.
Yeah, I was about to
you-
say,
It seemed
never
more like
know.
he was
Doesn't seem too
adding additions to
successful.
the lake than taking anything out of it.
That's
Gwen
weird.
will hand him gold.
Okay.
Wait a second. When
Money.
weren't you looking for dream pastries or something?
Yes, but no one has found them for me yet.
Why do
Barum
we have
cuts
to
a
do
glare
your
at
work?
Aaron for even bringing it up.
Okay, you seem like a fine gentleman, Mr. Innkeeper.
Of course.
Do you happen... Get back in the kitchen! Wait, do you happen to
I've got to
know...
go.
Yeah,
I've got to go.
wait, just a quick question. Just a quick question. I just want some dream pastries!
Danica Mardikov makes her appearance.
Ho ho.
Hello, ma'am.
Gwen immediately take.
Do you know about dream pastries, ma'am?
After shrieking at her husband, she turns to the four of you and goes, "Hello. Will you be staying with us this evening?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we would like some room and board.
Have you made your accommodations with my darling husband?"
Some of us.
I have not. But
We have not
I was.
completed them.
The others have. I have not. I was actually wondering if I could just simply spend the evening out here in the common room.
Board is still half a gold piece if you want any food. And of course, and the smell, the smell, Aaron, this wolf steak that Andrew is consuming right beside you, is 1 gold piece.
Barum's gonna order one of them.
Okay. Deduct 1 other gold piece. Danica will be going with your order here soon. Anyone else?
And yes, I will as well.
Another gold
Gwen.
piece.
Gwen, once
Again, Lucille wiping the drool off of his mouth.
Sorry,
So it's 1.5,
I got-
right?
I got booted.
1.5 total.
Oh.
Yes. What's up, Rex?
ahead,
Oh,
Rex.
you got booted from the
I got.
from the
Yeah,
instance?
I got booted from the game when I tried to log in back
Oh, I
into the
see.
game. It froze Discord. So food is half a gold, and then
Mhm.
board is half a gold.
That's right. Room and
Okay.
board, half gold. If you take
Oh.
one or the other, still half a gold.
I see. So I
I
might
run a
as
business,
well.
not a charity.
I might as well just get myself a bed then, if it comes with food.
Very well.
If you are running a business, wouldn't it be better to charge half a gold for food and half a gold for room, and charge 1 gold for the both?
Less math.
Oh,
I see. Anyway, well, I will not short myself on a deal when I see it. Give me what he's having and a room.
Oh.
He doesn't have
That's a gold
He
and a
doesn't
half
have-
for the wolf steak,
gold
which
and a
gives
half.
you advantage on Constitution saves for the next 24 hours.
Very well. I will
Okay.
still take.
Gold and a half. Everybody
I would
is
take it
deducted.
considering he seems to
Gwyn
really be
is
wanting
the
to
only
give
one
us
who
those.
doesn't get a wolf steak.
can I just get the regular?
A balding man who sits
The
nearby
The
the
regular.
regular meal?
leans
Are
over
you gonna eat a regular at the shop?
to Gwyn and says, "Is there something wrong with the steak?
No, sir. I
Is there
just
some-
don't
Is there something wrong with you?"
know.
Lucille goes, yes.
Is
And the other man next to him leans in and begins also pegging you
there
Pegging
something
me?
wrong with you?
with the questions. What is wrong with the steak?
No, there's nothing wrong with the steak. I just don't prefer to eat my kin.
You are a
She
wolf.
is a wolf.
What?
Sometimes.
Hey, is there something wrong with her?
What is wrong with her?
What
Are
She
you
is not the
asking me or
servant.
the others? Because they'll give
She
you a
is not
different
What's wrong
answer.
with it?
Barum leans over to Gwen and is just like, "That's not normally something you just announce to people,
Well,
Gwen.
They
If you are a
asked.
wolf sometimes,
Maybe don't quite be.
You
as
are in league
honest.
with that devil Strahd,
No,
aren't
no, no,
you?
no, 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 no.
The music stops. Everyone
Very much
looks
the
over at the table.
opposite. Very much. Nope. I do not
Lucio
like him.
just sits back in his chair, some bead of sweat running down his face.
Snoop. I do not like him.
Looks
I
over at
use
Barum.
My powers for good.
Barb is just like, no, don't.
I promise it's not for evil. It's for good. I do not like the scary man.
At this point, Luciole is clutching the table.
How do we know?
I can show you right now.
She must eat the wolf steak. Shouldn't she? He looks at his companion. Who's down there on my
Companion. Companion?
companion?
Hello? Companion?
Hello,
Are you there?
companion?
He's dead.
Companion? Hello.
Companion?
Companion?
Oh, there is.
Companion?
She should eat the wolf steak, should she not?
Companion? She said wolf steak eat.
Yes.
No, yes.
It is the only way to be sure. Another
Eat
wolf
steak wolf is
belonging
only
to
short
the
way to
devil
be.
Strahd would know.
No, I
Shot
just
knows it's
prefer,
a devil shot.
I just prefer to eat plants.
At this point, Lucille is getting very
Plants
nervous,
only
clutching the
prefer eat, yes?
table, looks at Gwen. Eat the steak.
Wolves don't eat plants, do they? See, that's how you can tell.
Steak eat devour steak yes eater.
No.
Before long, your meals are brought to you. Those of you who requested a wolf steak receive one. It is seared to perfection, medium rare, and you begin to feast. A fifth one is purchased by the balding individual. for
No!
dinner.
Oh shit, look at that steak. That looks so delicious.
It is
Patrons
delicious,
lean
is it
over.
not?
It's
So delicious looking. Oh my god, we should order what they're having.
It looks really good. Why don't y'all take it? It's fine.
I have plenty of wolf steaks. I'm the one who hunts them.
I figured that, but that's okay. Y'all can have one on me. It's totally fine.
Gwen, eat the steak.
You hunt them, you say. Did you see the ones we killed outside the gate?
You killed some. Attention diverts from Gwen over to Ron. You killed some wolves?
We did.
Absolutely.
Where?
Literally right outside the gate.
On the east
The
side of
eastern
town.
gate.
Just so you guys know, that wasn't that gate.
Oh.
The gates of Barovia were a separate set of magic gates
Oh.
between here and Barovia. There
Okay.
were gates to the town. But
Oh.
if you say gates of Barovia, they nod and are like, oh, the ancient magic gates. Yes, you came from Barovia?
We did. And we killed many wolves on our way in.
And I helped.
Did you bring any wolf coats with you? They are worth their weight in gold almost.
Lucille scratching his head, looking
gold.
at
The
Barum.
wolf
Did
kits
she
are
actually
very warm.
Unfortunately, we weren't
Oh,
able to get any. There were
In a hurry.
far too many to be able to stop.
We lost a companion trying to get through the gates.
We don't know that we lost him. He might still be alive.
Oh.
The gates closed before we saw him die.
Did your
I
furry
could-
companion not eat him?
No,
Did
she
you-
seemed to have been quite infatuated with him.
Oh.
She is a druid. She doesn't know how to. She doesn't know how to express that.
Oh. I used to know a druid.
Did
I'm
you
beginning
now?
to learn that they are quite strange people.
Yes, I did.
What were they like?
Stark raving mad.
Yes, that is about the same as the
That's
old men that called
accurate.
themselves druids that helped my ship.
I understand now. I understand now. You are saddled with this one. Yes, I am sorry.
Wait. I'm not like that though.
Saddled with this one.
I am so sorry for your loss and for your burden.
Wait,
Thank you, good sir.
I can
Leash
fix
is
this.
something
Can I have a round of wine for these fine gentlemen, please?
All right, that's gonna cost you half a gold piece for each glass that you buy. And at this point, yeah,
Or 1
two,
gold.
1 gold for the 2 of them. And are you buying for anyone else
No.
with this stirring offer? Oh, okay.
Barum just stares
Continue,
at her
Crush.
like,
Oh, if you want the
Huh.
inferior but still wine, purple grape mash, that's only 3 copper pieces.
No, that's fine.
Okay. You buy
Give 'em the
wine for the
good
two
stuff.
individuals. Yes, I knew a druid once. They were crazy, like I said. They took up residence in the woods to the west of town. Decided to start living in the woods, started raising plant creatures that would go about and attack people. Not me, though. I was friends with this druid once.
Oh. What happened?
And I killed them.
Oh.
They went too crazy and started attacking people. And I am
You
a
killed the
fixer
druids or
and a
you
hunter.
killed the plant people?
Both of them. It needed to be done.
I don't kill people, so.
That
Just
is not
babies.
true.
Top of his body on the road.
Lucille looks at you.
Did she
You
kill a
killed her.
wolf while she was with you?
She did.
She did indeed.
I trust her
Chopped
immediately.
quite a few of them.
Thank you.
I trust her immediately.
I did.
Prost! Drinks water.
Nice. Anyways, did I
Yes,
get
most
food?
of the druids are pretty crazy. Yeah, you got beet soup and fresh bread.
Heck yeah, I'd be eating that shit right now.
Yes, the druid went crazy. They all did, I think, a long time ago. He was one of the last good ones, this one.
So do you
The
live?
last
You live
good
here in the
ones.
town?
I do. I live here in the town with my companion, Yevgeny. We are best friends, are we not, Yevgeny?
Yevgeny, yes, I am.
Nice.
Yevgeny, he is a good man. He is not right in the head. He is a good
You're
man.
good. You're a good man too, my friend.
I know I am.
I know you are too.
I am Zoldar Zoldarovich, and I am the goodest man in town.
Zoldar Zovarich is the goodest man in town, and I am the second goodest man in Vinny.
That's true. Sometimes it's a toss-up, but most of the time I am the goodest man.
Pleased to meet him,
Oh,
the
Yes.
goodest man.
yes.
And pleased to meet you as
So-
well. What is
I'm
Wolf
pleased to
Girl's
meet
name?
both of you.
My name's Gwen.
Gwen. Gwen. Oh,
You
that's-
are terrifying.
Thank you.
That was close to the name of the druid I killed, Glenn.
Glenn.
He was amazing to
Mm.
kill.
Amazing.
Oh, if the two of you have lived here in town, perhaps you can help us. You see, we are looking for someone who
Oh,
supposedly lives here. Yes, the grave digger, Milivage.
oh,
Oh,
Milivage.
Lavage.
I know who you're talking about.
I know who you're talking about too.
Good job.
We are
Good job, brother. Brother Fred. Hug me, brother. Hug me, brother.
Oh my god, so dumb. Anyway, continue.
What about him?
we are looking for him. We were told that he could answer some questions for us about a missing friend of ours.
Oh, a dead person, maybe? That's the only thing
Maybe somebody who
Milivage
went
knows
missing in
anything
the
about.
woods.
And, I mean, not necessarily, no, but we were simply told that he could answer some questions about our missing friend.
Mm. Well, he's a tough one to get a hold of, I tell you. I've not seen him in the days are all running together.
Yeah, quite a wild one he is.
I am either
So that is-
here in the Blue Water Tavern or I am out hunting wolves. That is my
That's the
life.
only thing we do.
Do it, Yevgeny. Do I have a wife? I
Do
think I
we have a wife?
No, me, not you.
No. Oh. Do
Oh, I
you?
the two of you were together. Never mind.
We work together.
What? No.
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 I think I
Forgive me
had
if
a
I
wife.
caused offense.
You think you have a
I
wife?
don't know anymore.
Wait, did I?
Did you have a wife, Yevgeny? That
Did
seems
I?
impossible.
I don't know. You know what they say about them, you goofies.
What do they say?
What do they say?
He turns to Gwen. What do they say about
What do they
Yevgeny?
say about them, you goodies?
They're great.
They did a good job, didn't?
They deserve better.
They sure do.
They sure do.
They sure do.
So anyway, can you tell us where you saw that man last? Our friend that we're
It
looking
must
for.
have been a week ago.
A
It was
week.
a while ago. Yeah.
A week ago.
We've
Where
been out
did
a
you
bit,
see
you know.
him?
It must have been at the church for that funeral.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah, they had some, lots of processions. Traffic was bad.
Perhaps
There
you know
were
where he
5
lives.
people in the town center, am I right? Ah!
That's 5 more than usually is.
You perhaps know where he lives.
No. I don't know where I live.
I don't know where anyone lives at. I just know where this is.
Are any of us really living?
None of us. Get busy living or get busy dying.
At this
just gonna
point,
hastily
Luciol is
eat her
completely
soup.
not listening. He's just eating his steak and completely deemed that they're not going to help him find his brother.
Hey, you listen?
What? No, of course not.
Get busy dying or get busy living, right? Right?
Definitely. Of course,
Right?
one of those things.
Yes.
If you don't choose one, then the other is going to happen.
He's got a point there.
Gwen is gonna be like, "Well, I'm full." And then
For some
Screw
reason,
off.
this reminds me. Aron is going to go to Arena.
Okay. Irina chose to retire early. She dispensed the goods to Andril, unbeknownst to all of you,
Yeah.
and decided to go henceforth to her room. I'm assuming everybody at least finishes their meal 1st, and you are directed to your rooms. One of you will have to bunk. Actually, 3 of you will have to bunk. It's 2-man or woman pairs per room. 2 persons per room. And there are 6 of you total,
Oh, man.
counting Arena.
All right, Barb, saddle up.
1 woman in the group, and so Irina feels most comfortable
So
with
you
her.
go
Oh.
with the bard?
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Gwen,
forgot Irina was there.
requests Gwen. However, if you should so choose, there's nothing preventing you from gathering in one room and having... it comes to your collective attentions once you finally have a quiet moment away from drunken wolf hunters and busybody innkeepers and away from the street and actually having a bed, a place to call your own for just this brief moment in time, that the 5 of you really haven't had a chance to just talk privately, get away from people, and try to hash out what on earth is going on here and discuss what your next steps are. If you would like to do so, now is a great time, as the evening is wrapping to a close.
Maybe we could all gather in mine and Arena's room for a brief moment.
Okay.
Your room would smell the least.
Thank you.
I would definitely
Irina
like to
is,
discuss more about how
Your room
you
would
learned
smell
of
the
hearing
least.
of saving my brother.
Yeah.
Irina is mostly just staring out the one window of the room that overlooks the southern side of town while the rain pours.
Gwen is gonna, is she standing or sitting?
Sitting on the sole stool that rests in the room. It's a very
Gwen is
bare,
gonna-
furnished, but there are the 2 beds.
Sit crisscross applesauce on the floor beside her
Okay.
and be, as tall as her, I'm assuming, even when she's on the stool.
Almost.
And just, sit kind of close to that way. She's kind of, in a way...
Like a guardian.
Yeah, comforting her in a way.
Irina doesn't talk much, but she seems grateful for the company. All right, the 5 of you are gathered together.
First things first. I do not mean to. I do not mean to seem insensitive, but as I was paying for my meal earlier, I realized my purse is rather light, and your brother said, Irina, that we would be compensated for bringing you here. And while I certainly do not wish to
We
dishonor
said
his
Barham
memory,
with his bell.
What?
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Perhaps perhaps we could at least receive some. I know if my coin purse was not feeling light, I would not ask out of respect for the dead.
Deadbolt is typing.
I was gonna say, who is this directed to? Because you said first
Irina.
things first, but
Irina. It's directed to Irina. He's asking for the pay.
you have been paid. I assumed your treasurer keeps up with that.
Who is our treasurer? He looks around like, who do we have as our treasurer?
Treasure.
It's me.
Lucio just has a confused look on his face, like, wait, we were getting paid?
True.
Not you, sir.
Yes, so you were not here. We were paid to bring Irina here to Vlaki. But who did you give the money to?
Andrew,
Oh, shit.
would you like to dispense something?
Innocently.
What is that?
I did give the money to Andrew. Yes.
Andro, perhaps you could divvy out the money that we were owed.
Oh yeah, she said 20 gold each, right?
That is not what we were promised. We were promised a considerably larger sum than that.
I heard 20 gold.
Barum is just staring at him from his corner of the wall that he's just leaning on. He's just staring.
Gwen is just giving a confused look to Andrew.
Lucille is just looking back and forth, like, what is going on?
The easiest way to resolve this.
He looks over at Irina,
the gold.
or he looks over at Barum. We were supposed to get paid for this. And then he looks at Irina. He goes, I don't need any payment. We weren't able to bring your brother along, and I was not aware that we're being paid for this anyways. I'm only here for my brother.
Well, if it's your brother who was supposed to be paid, so you might as well take his pay.
Oh my god.
I mean, fair.
Two
if-
roguish types.
I love being true neutral.
It's only what's fair. Anyway, continue. Negotiations are still going.
I look at Andrew and I'm just like, I could just simply ask the person who paid how much we were supposed to get. You might as well fess up and give us the gold. I know you are a rogue. I will not hold it against you. Just give me what I am due and take a hike.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That's a challenge?
No fighting. No
Barum
fighting.
just snarls in the corner, just like, Andrew.
I don't know. Is it a challenge?
I take that back. I have 2 HP.
I was gonna say you haven't slept yet, sir.
I was waiting though. I was like sitting here like, oh, is this gonna be a fist fight? I want to see this.
I am all of a sudden incredibly tuned into what's happening.
We either have the rogue that always rolls a 20, or the swashbuckler that rolls one.
Sir Floppy
consistently.
Scimitar.
Exactly.
I'll give 100 to Gwyn,
All right.
Aaron, and
Yay.
then
On your B.
someone said they didn't want it, so I'll just keep that,
Oh, okay.
Lucio's going to go.
Wait,
Well, I mean,
wait,
if
what?
Crane was promised this, I don't think I should keep it from him.
It's okay, I'll hold on to it.
He's holding on to it for your brother.
You seem to have taken it once, so I'm not sure if I trust you.
Gwyn,
Yes.
this is twice as much money as you've ever seen in your lifetime. 100 clinky, heavy gold pieces in the palm of your giant, furry hands.
Oh my goodness gracious! How do y'all carry all this click clack and change in y'all's purse every day? I swear I could buy so many dream pastries with this right now.
I was about to say the same.
Lucio extends his hand and is like, I think it is best that I hold on to my brother's money.
What you gonna do, Andrew?
No takes
What you
either.
gonna do? What you gonna do?
Lucio glares at
I
him.
dare you.
I
Take
don't
it
think
from
this
my
would be
cold
the
dead
best time
hands.
to fight me on this, considering your current condition.
Gosh, you drop one gold piece on the floor and this party kills each other.
Seriously.
Well, see,
Dude,
if
This
it
is
wasn't
100.
if it wasn't Crane's money, he would have
Byron,
just
you've
let
never
it
seen
go.
this much gold either. Aaron, this is a hefty sum. Lucio, this is your weekly allowance.
Rich boy.
Aron has seen the captain receive this share, but he himself has never received a share.
Oh my
This large.
gosh. All
We
right.
party into that, boys.
The kitty in the background is like, oops, oops, oops.
Yeah.
He's starting up the jams.
All right. Does anybody
He's the
have
lion.
anything else they wish to discuss about the events that have unfolded and what is to come?
At
Get to
this
know
point,
each other as a
Lucio
party.
looks around the room and says, I wasn't there when this woman discussed their way to save my brother. What exactly are we having to do?
I wasn't actually there either.
So, yes, you stormed out because you thought
She-
that there was something cursed going on here.
I don't believe in fortune telling.
Yes, well, now it's bringing back your friends, so I don't want to hear it.
Potentially.
Anyways,
I still don't believe.
we are supposed to...
And either way, we are in the land of the
damn.
non-living.
Oh
It
my
could
God,
be
I'm loving
bad
this.
to bring him back, potentially.
I just realized
Tech Bug
this
is just
whole
sitting there like,
time-
"Rrrr."
I just realized this whole time that my attempt at a Puss in Boots accent is turning out into a Vistani accent, and it's stupid.
You had a Puss in Boots accent?
He
It's
did for like a hot minute.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
really?
it's-
Like a session?
Yeah.
He's supposed to be like the Hispanic suave pirate accent, and it keeps coming out Vistani because of you guys.
You just
Like
need to.
Zorro?
I
I'm
think
so
we all
sorry.
know the true pirate that you're fashioned after, do we not? Captain Jack Sparrow.
Captain Jack Sparrow.
The worst
Zorro.
pirate ever
The
heard
real
of.
pirate.
Anyways, no, but you see, we are simply supposed to find the bones of the saint and return them to the church, and the priest is supposed to be able to bring him back.
I think there was potentially more to it than that.
That is what I was told. We were told to bring return the bones of the saint to his church.
And of course,
Priest.
there is all the stuff that you heard as well, the clues. Might be a good time to think about those. It's a good thing your amazing GM pinned all those for you.
Yep, you guys are welcome.
What a
It took me a long time doing all that.
I
But
still think the windmill holds a
I set a lot of
clue.
time aside, not a lot of side of time. A lot of time aside, and I pinned everything on the map for you guys. You guys are welcome.
Actually, I happen to have a thought. You all seem to have issues
Do you?
Frog?
with you seem to have issues with Gwyn here and the dream pastries, and we were told to avoid
Oh,
the
yeah.
windmill because of the dream pastries, but perhaps I think the clue is still there. We were told the ravens point the way. And there were a lot of ravens there.
The raven brought us.
They did lead us
here.
to Valaki,
The
though.
raven led us here, yeah.
A raven led us here, yes, but what we were told by the Vistani
Gwen
is
isn't
that
going
brave
to the
ravens-
to the windmill.
But that's fine. Me
You
and the
can
rogue
go.
can go.
You can go kill yourself.
Me and
Me and the
rogue
rogue can go. That's not a problem.
Good.
Whatever the case, the crow led us to Valaki. There's more things in Valaki than is outside of the gates. So, shut up, guys. I think we should try to find that crow.
Says a
and get us home.
missing
Maybe-
child holds the key to the treasure's release. I think we need to find this orphan.
I think so too.
I
Maybe
think
the
Baron
crow
may
could
be on
lead us
something.
into the clues. It says the crow will lead the way. So
You
why
said
not
that the
try to
Crow led
Vistani
us
have
here
what you
and the
seek. A
child
missing
is
child
missing.
holds the key to the treasure's release. We need to find this child.
Yeah, and the crow is here. So
I
maybe
believe
the
we should
crow
focus
could
on
lead
this
us.
Milavage. I think
Yeah.
that might be the best way to find
Yeah,
my brother.
maybe the crow could
Yeah,
lead
yeah,
us to
yeah.
Well, I concur that we need to. I concur that the crane business is first.
Yes, no matter what, I think we should focus on. Sorry, my accent went away. I think we should focus on getting Crane back, of course, but we don't have much to go off of right now. So perhaps the
don't.
crow is the only way to find this orphan. We must find him again. I think that's really going to be our best chance.
It was a separate set of clues.
It may be separate, but normally they're all correlated somehow. Or at least it would bring us something. Some more information.
I do not know, but I think we perhaps need to. I think perhaps we need to follow all leads as well. The priest said something about the effect that the Baron also was interested in the bones. And while he did not seem suspicious, I am mildly suspicious of anyone who is interested in a skeleton buried in the ground.
We've met the Baron once, or he sent for
so
us.
you've already proven to be a very superstitious fellow, so I'm not surprised.
Wait, we have met the Baron? When did we meet the Baron?
No, he sent for us.
No.
Us. Me, Barrow and Andril, and then those of us who are now missing.
Wrong person.
But
Gwen.
Wait, what do you mean?
Who are you talking about?
Oh, never mind. The guy who sent the letter.
Oh, that was Strahd at like the beginning of the game.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was the Baron.
No.
That was so long ago, dude. I don't remember.
We do not hold your memory against you.
Thank you. Anyways, I don't know if the Baron is our best clue here.
Lucio looks over at Barham. How many dream pastries did she eat?
Too many.
One too many.
I think I don't know what else to go off of though, so I don't know. I'll just follow y'all's lead, and maybe if we find the crow again, we can hope
I
it
do not
leads.
think the crow will lead us to what we seek. However, if you have a better idea for finding this orphan child, or not this orphan child, for finding the gravedigger, who is not a child, you do not ask a child to dig graves. He is an orphan, yes, but I would imagine he is an adolescent at the very least. Or at
Maybe
least
he
what you
has a
humans call
child.
adolescents. It is entirely possible, but unless you have another way of finding this adolescent, I suggest we either need to be hitting the streets tomorrow, or we need to follow up on the only other person who would be interested in the fate of these bones.
Considering we don't have many leads on Milivoj, we may need to speak to the Baron.
I don't know what y'all want from me. I just talk to animals, so that's the route I'm going.
Perhaps you can speak to some
Druid
animals and find out if they've seen Milivoj.
I was trying to, but the crow ran away, so I gotta find the crow again. And now y'all don't want to go find the crow, so I guess we're going to find the Baron.
To speak to a rat. There are plenty of those.
A rat!
You could try to speak to the ones that are roosting on the tavern sometime. Maybe they'll be talkative. This is Irina.
I was
Quietly.
like, who are you? Who is this man?
I kind of figured it was
This
Irina.
is Irina.
This is Irina.
By the way,
I don't do female voice because it just sounds silly.
Roger.
This is Irina.
Crow. I don't do that.
Speak to crow.
She's looking out the window, still kind of like staring off into space.
There you go, you see? It is exactly what we need. You talk to your feathered friends, see exactly what it is that they have seen, and perhaps if they have not seen anything, we go talk to the Baron. At the very least, we may want to figure out what is up with all these festivals.
That's a good point. Gwen is gonna throw open the window.
You open the window and take a peek outside. You're on the southern side of the tavern, and you notice that indeed there are a number of crows which are starting to roost in the ravens, actually, more specifically, that are starting to roost on a promontory that sticks out over the street where the signpost is stuck out over the road. There are 4 or 5 that are occupying the eaves, and they are looking down at the street and looking at the tavern, just doing raven things. They all turn and look at you.
Caca! Have you seen this man?
Caca.
And they go back to doing raven things.
What'd they say?
Nothing in particular.
Damn you, ravens. Caca! have you seen some bones?
They all look at you for a moment and then go back to milling around.
Fuck you.
Gwen, what are you asking these birds?
Don't worry about it.
But
Do y'all
perhaps if
have
you were-
some suggestions?
Perhaps if you were
Since
to
she has
The
Flown
crow,
into
the
a
ravens are
or
supposed to
raven.
help us find an evil tree that grows
She
atop
hasn't,
a hill of
Since
graves.
she hasn't cast Speak with Animals, she isn't like directly speaking with them in the first place.
Where an ancient dead sleeps. Ask them if they know where an evil tree is.
Aha!
Did you have that spell prepared, Gwen?
Yes, I did.
Oh, are you casting it now?
Yes.
Gwen casts a spell
We're
and
getting
speaks with animals. You call out again.
Caw?
Hi. Hi,
Good call.
buddies. Do you know...
What was that?
What the fuck was that?
Hi, guys.
I
Do
like
you
these
know
crows
what
already.
this man is or where this man is? Have you seen him?
What are you?
Who are
I'm
you?
a druid. My name's Gwen.
A what?
Hi.
A
You're
druid.
food?
Are
You're
you
not.
food?
No.
Oh.
I'm
Yes.
sorry.
Your food.
Food?
I have gold.
That's not food.
That's not food.
Not food.
Ravens
need
do
food?
like shiny things, to be fair.
But not food.
Not food.
But can you tell me things now?
Food?
Do you have any
Wait, turns
leftover
back.
bread?
Tell?
Gwen turns back to her companions. Does anyone have any food?
I have some
Really quick.
rations.
Yes. Anything like that will work.
So Barham hands Gwen
A couple
one
of dried meat and cracker-style rations.
Here you go.
Food!
Now, before you can eat,
Two of them
You
pop
got
over
it.
to the window.
you gotta tell me some things first, okay?
Like
No.
what?
Yes.
I need to know if you've seen a man fitting this description. Tells description of man.
What is description?
Tell me description of man.
He's a young man
Young?
with raven hair, short.
Oh, that's us.
Oh, that's me.
No,
Wait.
no, I mean,
Raven
it's,
hair.
it's just
I
dark
have
hair.
hair.
It's
Oh.
dark hair. It's dark hair.
Oh.
Dark?
Short.
Hmm.
No beard. No beard. Does he have a beard?
Yes. No.
Yes.
No beard.
Yes.
Yes.
No beard. Looks to be about 20 something. He might be nervous or suspicious looking.
Mm.
That's
doesn't
every.
I
really
am
merit
also
that.
both of those things.
Good for you. Have you seen anyone maybe around here that might look like that or might be leaving the
Human?
church or
I don't
by
I-
himself?
Have you?
That's what I'm asking.
Oh.
Human.
There's a lot of humans here.
Many humans.
Many humans.
Be specific. We're not looking for other birds.
Dark-haired man, younger adult male, human, sad.
spends a lot of time
By
in the
him-
graveyard.
That's a lot of people still.
Spends a lot of time at the church. He digs
That
graves.
doesn't help.
Grave.
Yes.
Grave?
Yes.
Donkey?
Graves. Graves. Graves.
Only 90s kids will get that joke.
I saw it in a TubeU video.
Man, Graves.
Do you know something about Graves?
He's a juggler?
What?
Graves. Man did Graves.
Mindy?
Man did Graves.
Mandy Graves.
Graves.
Yes. Have you seen that man?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. Maybe.
More food.
Maybe.
You can have more.
Give food. We look for
have.
man.
You can have if you tell me where man
They
is.
said they're gonna look for
They
him.
said to look for
Look.
him.
Look.
Give
Okay.
Give food. We look for man.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
Big fly, big fly, big fly, big food.
Give
Alright.
food.
You hand over the rations. They gobble it down greedily, and they go back to roost on the sign.
Bitch. Caca! Go look!
You hear
In
them
mostly
talking.
vacant streets, the pillar of the outside of the...
Oh my
Gwyn
God.
can't hear the
That's a very
conversation that
unique
goes
Lucio
on,
leans over to Barum. I hope
but
they
you
have a
hear
better
that they are
memory than Gwyn.
chatting with the other ravens that are roosted.
Okay, good.
One
I turn
of
back to
them,
everyone. Oh, what?
one of them looks at you. He has a red eye.
It's the bitch!
That's not very nice. He led us to Blocky.
It hops over to the window. One of its eyes is darkened, either
Hello.
pulled out or closed, one of the two, and the red eye is looking at you.
It's good to see you again.
Well, that's
Have
a little
you seen
rude
the grave
again.
digger?
He's missing an eye and you say it's good to see you.
I remember you didn't speak very much. I can offer you some food if you tell us a little bit more, or if you can tell us. No? Would you like... Are you able to show us this man?
One of the ravens that you spoke with hops over to the window.
He's like,
What did he look like?
he's got short, dark hair. He's a young human man. He digs graves for the church.
Graves! That was the
Yes.
important part. I forgot that part flying over. Graves! He digs graves.
Yes. Yes.
The
Yes.
one-eyed one looks at you.
Graves.
Looks at the other raven. Looks back. And he takes off into the night sky.
Oh, he's going to look?
He's
Yeah.
gone.
Okay. Okay, guys. So the birds are on our side, and they're gonna look for us. Thank you.
By the way,
Lucille
for
is
everyone
just kind of
else,
standing
just
there,
so you know,
very.
when you cast Speak with Animals, you speak in the animal's language. So to all of you, you've been watching Gwen go "Gah! Gah, gah, gah! Gah, gah, gah!" the entire time by the window talking. to
Lucille
her.
is just going to be staring at her. How much wine did you drink?
You do see the
None.
birds come up and caw back, which is a little odd. And then you see the bigger one-eyed raven come up and disappear without a sound. You see that, but the whole time Quinn's just "Gah, gah, gah! Gah, 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 gah!"
Chicken dance.
Yep, chicken dance.
I know
So-
quite a few languages myself, and yet I've never seen anyone speak Crow.
They're ravens actually. So
Rex is like, where were these animals in my last
don't
campaign?
be racist.
And these are so much more helpful than the ones I
Forgive
had.
me, Ravens.
Oh my god, do I have to link it?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have to link it?
Wait. We got to get the session done first.
You
So
see the
anyways, they're gonna go
You
look
didn't.
for the band, so
Did
we
you
might have
ask
some more information.
about the evil tree, perchance?
I
That the
didn't
ravens
have
are
time
supposed
do
to
that.
show us?
Speak with Animals lasts 10 minutes. You have a little bit of time remaining, Gwen,
Okay.
not much.
Hang on 1 second. Caw-caw!
What now?
Have y'all seen anything about an evil tree?
evil tree? A tree evil?
Evil
Yeah.
tree? More back to
Medieval
tree evil.
treeville?
Hang on.
Hang on. 1
Needs to
second.
Look
It
at her
says
notes.
it's atop a hill of graves where there's treasure and a dead person sleeps there.
A bad omen.
There's a lot of dead people here.
There's
That
But
doesn't
it's
many
on
mean
hills
top of
down
a
too.
hill with an evil, scary looking tree.
Oh.
Yeah.
Have you been
Scary.
walking in these woods?
Yes.
There's a lot of
unfortunately.
evil looking trees.
Well, this one's on a hill with graves around it.
Hill. Grave! I remember! Grave! Man,
Graves?
graves.
Graves, man.
Not the man.
Not
Wait,
the
was
man.
the man there? Was the man there?
Man did graves. Church.
Not church.
Not church.
Other graves.
Sure.
Atheist man?
Atheist?
Atheist man? Not
I
church.
don't know.
She's-
I mean, there's graves on the hill with the tree, but I don't think anyone digs them that I've seen or heard of.
We'll ask.
Okay, thank you.
They hop back to the sill.
Okay,
And about
guys.
this time, the spell expires. Gwyn can no longer speak with animals, unless you recast it, of course.
So, Crow said they're gonna look for man and the evil tree. We got it all covered.
Yay, Druid saves
Excellent.
the day.
Perfect.
You
Wow,
can
what a
do
fucking
this
surprise.
You
Welcome
can
to
do this from
Druids.
time to time.
I did it, guys.
Is there anything else the party
I would like some
discusses?
bread.
Noodle, what's going on with your commands? Why are they no
I
work?
don't know.
Oh, let me see.
I don't
My
remember what my commands even
commands.
were for the chat.
Uh-oh.
Poor Burb.
They don't work.
All right. Is there anything else
Fucked
anybody
up.
is going to do this eve?
I'm gonna go to bed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kanani is
Yeah.
like,
All
give me
that-
that bread.
Go to bed.
2 HP people going to bed. Yeah.
Are we
All
doing-
right.
Look into
Wow,
those.
Are we
Interesting.
doing a short or long rest?
That depends
know,
on
are
what
you?
happens that night.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder. Let's have everyone roll perception
Oh.
for the nighttime. Does anybody
Yeah.
make any specific precautions for their
Oh.
rooms? Or does anybody do anything in particular before going to bed? Now's a good time to mention it.
To be
Lucille's just going to keep his gear close to him,
Okay.
within reach,
as
and
let's
not
see,
take his armor off.
where's my thing? Elves
that's-
don't need to sleep, so
For your evening meditation, Aaron.
Gwen
Yeah,
is naked.
I'm basically just cross-legged on the bed, or if I'm bunking with someone on the floor, just cross-legged on the floor, kind of just staring at the door in a
Does that mean you're staying with Andril so that you two can meditate at each other's faces all night?
Oh,
That's true. We're
lovely.
both elves.
You are both elves. You are familiar with each other's weird sleep habits.
Just keep looking at each other
I
the whole
was
time.
I was planning on being with Andril anyways, so sure,
Okay.
why not?
Andril and Aaron, elf buddies.
If someone walks in the room, dude, do you guys ever sleep? And they're just staring.
You
at
guys
No,
are
no.
both just Legolasing in the corner, eyes out towards the sky, like
Staring for hours.
yeah. Do the
Lucille
two of
is a
you say
little
anything in
disturbed.
particular to each other? Andril and let's get some Andril and Aaron roleplay.
Yo, let's get some sexy roleplay going, boys.
Yeah.
Sexy elf roleplay.
Say
Oh,
about
oh,
these elves.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh,
Lighting.
Let's get some more viewers, boys.
so,
Everyone,
Andrew.
quick, pile in.
Andril, I feel a little bad about exposing your scam. I would not have exposed you in such a way had I not been short on coin myself.
Exposed. What did he say? I didn't hear Andril.
Yeah.
Aw.
I do feel bad. Next time let me in on it, and I'll make sure I don't get in the way.
We can work something out.
After all,
Yeah.
from one pirate to one rogue, I don't really care. Don't touch my money, and we'll be all fine.
Okay, I won't touch your money if you don't touch my wine.
Your wine is yours. I know you
The
enjoy
deal
it.
to make.
And quite frankly, you have been through far deeper trap than I could ever possibly imagine. The wine is yours. And between you and me, I think you should have kept Gwyn's gold. I don't think she would have noticed. I don't even think she counted it.
Gwen, did you count it?
No.
Andril, how much did you keep from Gwen?
I don't know, that's a secret.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So
keep your secrets
am I
well.
just gonna think I have 139 gold until I don't have 139 gold?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We'll get to that part later.
Gotcha.
I'm giving Andril pre-timey wimey rogue powers for a moment.
Hmm.
Okay. The two of you are discussing a beautiful new business relationship. What about Lucille and Barum? It would be the two of you.
Sets his stuff, turns around.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
How have you survived this long with Gwyn in your party?
God, I don't know. She has put our party into more disarray and into harm's way more times than I can count at this point.
I will be the first to say that I'm not the
But
most
you love
cautious
her.
of individuals, especially compared to my brother. I could see him and her definitely grinding gears at times.
Oh, for sure. They seemed to butt heads a bit, but seemed to get along at least decently well.
That is surprising. He pretty much did not even stay around my family much. He was usually by himself.
That was still true. Yeah. Still very much on his own, but he was a good man. Yeah, and at that, like he like kind of just like
Nice.
kind of like doesn't like tear up, but kind of falls quiet, because he doesn't really like talking about it.
He just shakes his head and he goes, "I would agree."
And then Barham kind of like awkwardly
He
like
looks over
nods
at
his head
Barham.
and kind of like swings his arms, and he's like,
He looks at Barham and just
Well.
says, I just want to thank you, though, for getting him as far as you did. And I am truly hopeful that we will be able to save him.
I am hopeful too. I have mentioned before I don't believe in fortune telling and all of that, but I hope so, and I hope it's not a cursed thing.
And in a with a very serious look, he glances out the window and just says, "I will do anything to save my brother." And with that, he just climbs to bed.
There's a flash of purple light out that window, Luciel. What's this?
Spooky.
Oh, this
Do you
is
go
purple.
investigate?
Cause he recognizes that lightning.
Maybe.
I think I need some time to gather my thoughts. I think I'm going to step outside for a little bit.
Oh, boy.
No.
All right.
Don't wander too far.
Thank you. I will be very careful.
Very interesting.
Do not go far from me.
And as Lucia leaves, Barham kind of is like not talking to him, not even like loud enough to where he can hear. He is like says like, I hope we don't end up regretting this, because he is kind of doubting whether it's actually a good thing to bring Crane back because of everything that's going on. He's wondering if Crane will actually be Crane when he comes back.
Gasp.
Yeah. True.
Like gasp.
Gwyn, you and Irina have a moment
Hey,
alone
bitch.
as well. You have lost someone dear to you, both of you. And so most of the night, Irina doesn't initiate anything conversationally, except for one thing she tells you. I'm not sure what my next move is, but I'm just going to lie low here in this tavern for a while. It would be a service to me, if it means anything to you, to not mention my presence. I'm not sure how the townsfolk will take to the burgomaster fleeing Barovia, and I just need time to be alone and think for a while. But you will always have my undying gratitude that you were there with him to the end.
No, I'm too vulnerable for this right now. Gwyn's gonna like have a heavy sigh and then go, we will keep it a secret, I promise. As far as your identity goes and where you are, I think it is best for you to lie low, especially after what befell your brother. Once again, I'm so sorry for that. I had much to tell him before he passed. And I'm sure you miss him as well. But I'm sad. But
Real tears.
real tears. But I'm glad we were able to get you to Velaki, at least. Thank you for aiding us in our quest as well. We are grateful for your help and for Ismar's help. It truly was his sacrifice that got us over the border. Okay. I can't. Okay, I'm done.
Those real tears.
Goodbye.
Oh man, I can't wait for later.
Irina doesn't say much because, she's still coping as well, and she seems quiet like her brother. But the
I
two of
miss
you are
him
able
so.
to try and get some rest. Lucille, you've stepped out into the night air just to get a little breath of fresh air. The guards are enforcing curfew, and so travel along the street is prohibited. As the night has now fallen fully and the clouds part, revealing a moon high in the sky. The clouds seem to only part for the moon in this land and never allow the sun to shine. Another sign of the wretchedness of this area. Standing at the doorway is permitted, though. There are people who are making their way back as curfew has just been called to their houses after a night of carousing at the Blue Water Inn, and so you're able to get a look at least at the neighborhood. You see the purple flash again, and you now can discern the direction that it's coming from. It seems to be in the direction of the richer side of town. You're not sure precisely what's down there. You don't have the map on your person. That is in Gwyn's possession, I believe. But you do notice that it is south, away from the tavern, across the street, and into what appears to be a nicer neighborhood. There are statues in the gardens. There are gardens to begin with. There are large mansions. One of the largest ones has this purple light emanating from the attic. The very topmost part of the building, you can see a window occasionally flashes with a bright purple glow of arcane energy, just briefly. And passers-by aren't even noticing it as the stars are starting to come out and the moon is shining now. But you make note of this, that the light flashes for a few more minutes before finally abating. The guards are still going from house to house. Curfew! Curfew! Back to your homes! Back to your abodes! All will be well! Only 2 more days to the festival!
Lucille is going to go and see what is this.
Lucille darts off into the darkness. Okay. Lucille is going to attempt to stealthily avoid curfew, I assume.
Either that, or he's going to try to use his charisma to basically say, "Oh, sorry, I was merely kept out a bit too long. I'm attempting to get home now."
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
And of
We'll
course, with his
return-
noble clues.
We'll return to what Lucille does another time, but let's address what the other 4 of you have happened that night, because it is not an uneventful night.
Oh god.
Gwyn,
No! But... fear!
The giant naked furball. Uh-oh.
Oh, what happened?
Oh.
They're
What?
GM whispers. We're not allowed to know what happens to them.
Oh.
I know it
now
just
they've screwed
messes up
everything.
all my stuff.
We apologize for what just happened in the stream.
Yes, please
Those
stand
who
by.
watch don't
They
think
could
the
have just
DM
asked us to deafen, but
It's
you know
true. We'll remind him when they get back.
Yes, yes.
that it ruins my stuff.
Apparently, she's not very happy
It
about what she just
makes
heard.
me angry.
Very angry.
AC, I just want to let you know that as a pirate, I approve of what you did. As a pirate, as a hidden pirate, because I don't think I've actually come out and said I'm a pirate yet. I've just come out and said I'm a sailor, but I was
Yeah,
on a
you've always said you
pirate
were a
ship,
sailor.
so Aron approves, except for the fact that you took his gold. But
Messing
you know,
up my
he doesn't have any hard
stuff.
feelings.
I'm back!
Messing
While
up
Gwyn
my
is
stuff.
suffering.
Ruining my things.
Yeah, I knew she was suffering by the in the chat.
I'm so excited. Meanwhile, wonder if I should. Yeah, you know what? We'll do Lucille. Lucille. Oh wait, you know what? I can at
Oh
least share
my
screen. Would it move me back a little bit to
Maybe
have
a
some?
little. All of my screens are
Hold on, let
ruined.
me.
You could just tell us to deafen.
I could, but I don't trust it. This is important information.
But it ruins my stream.
All right, is that any better? I'm kind of here now.
You gotta sit up real tall. Like, you gotta get your head into the top bit. There you go.
Lucille, from up here.
You also have to, Noodle.
Yeah, we both have to.
Is this a fence? Am I looking over a fence right now?
Make a stealth check to begin with, for making your way over. Oh,
Oh,
that was
thank
fast.
God. Frog, bring back your cam, please.
You wake up. You wake up.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, Gwen. How are you doing?
There we go.
I didn't expect him to bring me back so quickly.
Right.
She's like, I'm still trying to process. Wait.
Before we do what Gwen does, if she does anything in regards to what happened, let's do Lucille. You made that stealth check, right?
Yes, it was
Let
a
me-
5. I am not a stealthy boy.
You're not a stealthy boy at all.
I
Your
am not a
ring mail
stealthy
and
boy.
your low dexterity and everything else. You are spotted pretty quickly, but the guards are. It's still early in the curfew, and so they simply approach you and are like, "Friend, you are going home, yes?"
Yes, sorry, sirs. I was kept out a little bit later than expected.
Make your way swiftly to your abode.
Thank you, sirs. Have a wonderful evening.
Of course, all will be well.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
All will be well.
You manage to make your way towards the large building that you see. Foreboding. There are no more purple flashes, and yet you trust your memory enough that you are certain this is the place that you had seen the flashes emanate from on the topmost part of the building. It stands darkened. The curfew is in effect, and there is nobody now on the streets, and you stand before this large mansion. What do you do?
Of course, I'm going to walk up and politely knock on the door, see if anyone is still awake.
There's a moment of silence. 2, 3.
A little bit louder.
4.
You knock
Going
again.
to knock.
There's the sound of heavy footsteps heading towards the door.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
big boy.
Yeah, I knew who was going to answer.
Oh.
Who are you? What do you want?
I am Lucille Lothair. I'm new in town, but I couldn't help but notice a very strange magic emanating from over here.
And I'm new in town.
I'm new in town. I'm glad you got that.
I sell drugs. I'm gay. I'm new
I'm
in
gay.
town.
I have AIDS.
I
I'm
have-
new in town.
Yes.
Sorry.
You're one of the newcomers.
Yes, I am.
And you saw something strange coming
Yes,
from
it
the
is-
Burgomaster's mansion.
Oh, so this is the mansion of the Burgomaster.
This is the Master's mansion, yes.
It was a familiar magic. I was wondering if perhaps if I could speak to the one that possibly cast it. If he is here.
There are no magic users in this house. Go
Really?
home, or I'll have you thrown in jail myself. Or worse, for disturbing the master's rest. If you have business, return in the morning and cause no trouble.
Yes, I'm terribly sorry for disturbing your slumber. I will return for the evening. Perhaps I can speak with him in the morning. But
But
I'm gonna cast
But
this.
what is he casting?
Detect magic. Shit, that's a big old ring.
That's a big old ring.
That's a fat ring. You cast Detect Magic, which allows you to detect the presence of magical objects within 30 feet of you. The first one
Everything
that
in
becomes
the earth is magical.
apparent, the first one that becomes apparent is the big fella's arm, which is glaringly, potently magical. You also get a faint hint of at least one other object, although it is within the house, and you don't have a precise location on it. You only know it's there. Roll a stealth check to see if he notices you casting the spell or not. Actually, that would be sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand.
It has a vocal
It's still the
component.
same thing.
It does, but I'm letting him see if he can disguise it as a whisper in the pouring rain. I'm giving him a chance at least, even though, yeah, normally it would be like, and you could cast a spell. And then in this case, he can maybe try to be a little bit sneakier about it. Oh, 17. What does our man roll? I should
Yeah,
use
because
the
technically,
black dice.
I walked away from the house to cast it.
The big fellow closes the door and disappears from view. You cast your spell and get this detection of these magical objects, and it's quiet again. The only sound is the rain. No more purple emanation and no additional signs of magic. Also, the big arm fella isn't going far because he's also detectable within 30 feet of you.
Luciole is going to glance back at the house, but then return to the inn.
Okay. The signal from the arm doesn't go away as you get away from 30 feet of the house.
Jesus. That's a magical arm.
You continue down the streets, looking back over your shoulder quizzically from time to time. You never see the big fellow, but the arm signature, if you will, doesn't go away. You make your way back to the inn, using the same excuse at another pair of guards. I'm on my way. You weren't gone very long. It was barely a 15-minute jog from the front door of the inn to the burgomaster and back. It was a quick walk, and you're able to get to the front door of the inn. And only once you are at the inn does the presence finally go away.
I'm going to return up to my room,
Okay.
see if Barham is still awake.
Barham, it's been 15 minutes. Did you fall asleep?
No.
Okay, Barham's still awake.
Well, then here we go.
Here we are.
He's laying on his bed, just staring. He's on, because you said it's bunks, right?
Yes.
He's got
it's
Simpson Wade
two,
playing in the background.
It's two beds.
Oh, it's
Two separate beds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's just laying on his bed, staring at the roof, kind of, and he's holding Mithras's like amulet, and he's just kind of like spinning it around in his hands, but not looking at it, but just kind of lost in thought.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. He opens the door, does not close it silently behind him as he walks in. Ah, Barham, I see you're still awake.
Barham just looks over at him, and he says, and then he looks back up at the ceiling and says, "Good thing I wasn't sleeping."
Barham, make a perception check.
Okay. Perception.
What do we get? Ooh.
Dang.
Whether Lucille is aware of it or not, you're not sure, but you can see that Lucille is trembling in the fingers slightly. Something that he may not even be aware that he is doing.
And so he kind of like looks back at him again and then looks back up the ceiling and just kind of asks like, did something happen while you were taking your walk?
He glances over. Well, it was very strange. I saw this weird flash of light, and I just decided, it was very familiar, but I couldn't quite remember exactly what it was. So I decided to just,
All while
go and check it
Barb is
out.
kind of staring at him, kind of in disbelief that he's so openly actually telling
Related
him.
to
Like
crime.
he wasn't actually expecting him to answer honestly.
I went out there, and I was like, at first I was like, well, even if this doesn't turn up anything, at least I got a nice stroll before bed. I usually took a stroll before I went to bed back at in my home and on our land. But I took a stroll, and strangely enough, the strange light led me to the burgomaster's house.
Lucille, you're telling me you
Yes.
saw this magical light in the middle of the night and took off by yourself? I'm sorry.
Was I not supposed to?
Maybe you should have brought someone with you? What if that had turned out poorly? You would have been by yourself and no one would have known where you had gone.
Well, I figured I could handle myself at least, but it was just something that I was kind of looking on, and I wasn't planning on leaving the town, so I was still behind the walls. I was just wanting to know what it was.
I'm just saying, we're already looking for 2 missing things. I'd rather not make it 3.
Ah, fair enough, fair enough. But yeah, so
But what did
when
you
I
find?
got there, it was even stranger, as I was sitting there, and I knocked
And
on
at
the
this
door.
point, Barum is sitting up on the bed, like hands on his knees, like, okay, I'm into this. Like, what'd you find?
We're back.
And as I knocked on the door, because of course I knew it was late, but I couldn't stave the curiosity since it was emanating from his house.
course
I
not.
wanted to know exactly what was going on. So I figured I would at least talk to the owner of the house, and that's when I discovered it was the burgomaster house, when the captain of the guard decided to open the door and glare at me.
The captain of the guard.
How was I supposed to know that the burgomaster went to bed so early?
Aunt Lucille is telling her shopping trip story to her best friend.
Basically, that's
So
the vibes I'm getting.
I asked if I could talk to the man, and he said, no, go back to your place. And I said, okay. But before I left, I was curious. I was not going to just leave the house.
Oh,
I
you
wanted
used
to
your
know
brains.
exactly what
Good.
was going on.
Gwyn,
Yeah.
quick, Gwyn, how do you wake up from your experience?
Sweating and trembling.
Screaming?
Gasping.
Scream. No, scream.
Scream.
Do you want me to?
Yes! For the replay!
Do
There you
it
go.
again!
There's a scream from the room next to yours.
By
Lucille,
God, what happened?
Lucille,
We were just getting to
I
the
was
good
just getting
part.
to the best part.
These two elves are doing the Chad meme at each other, and they're like, "Did you hear that scream?" Yes. Do you investigate?
I suppose we should see what's happening with her.
But you mustn't forget to tell me what you discovered.
Oh, of course not, of course not.
Andrew, do you wish to go see what that is? I do not.
Andrew, that's the woman who saved your life.
I have to go, sadly.
Yes, leave the wine bottle.
Barum,
Well, if you would like, you could leave your gold here. I will watch over it.
No.
Just kidding. Don't do that.
Just kidding.
that's how you know you can trust him. Barum, Lucille, and Andril rush into the room. Gwyn is in a sweat, her eyes wide with fear, and she is bolt upright in her bunk.
Gwen, are you okay? So Barb goes over and grabs her by the shoulders and like starts shaking her like, Gwen, hello?
Oh my goodness, I just had the worst dream I've ever had in my life!
You've already fallen asleep?
I'm a fast sleeper.
I suppose this is your first time being on a bed.
In a long time, that's true. Irina. Is Irina awake? I'm guessing.
Irina woke up when you screamed, yes. She's looking at you
I would be
very
surprised if
confused.
she was still asleep.
Yep.
Irina, do you have a sense something might have happened?
No. No? What
No?
happened? No.
As the same as Barham, I don't exactly believe in premonitions or anything like that, but the dream I had was just too real to ignore.
Gwen, spit it out. What was the dream?
I had a dream that Strahd got to Ismark before the wolves could take him. And instead, I think a fate worse than death might have gotten to him.
Barb
Gwen.
is just kind of looking at Gwen in like disbelief, like, how could you tell this
Why would you
woman
tell her
that?
Gwen. Gwen.
Yeah.
There's something tucked under the blankets with you that wasn't there before. You look.
Her face.
Yes.
A human hand, severed at the wrist, is sitting on the blanket. Upon the ring finger is a familiar golden ring.
No, this is so fake.
And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Tasty.
Oh my
delicious.
god.
That's just a little snacky for the nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. Yeah, let
Time
me make
Gwyn
some
goes in a
notes.
wolf
Have a
form.
little nighttime snacky for you fuckers.
Could you
When you get the
damn what an
munchies, you
ending.
just
Yeah.
want
Ismark's
more
hand in bed after dream.
I had the rumblies that only hands could satisfy.
Apparently.
Oh my gosh.
Where was that hand in the
Well,
bed?
I know
Oh,
Rex and
no.
Techbug are. Oh gosh.
Wait.
I know Rex and Techbug are super sad that this was a no combat session. But how did y'all feel about that one?
Good.
Not terrible.
No
Oh,
stab.
everybody else.
Dude,
oh, I
Lucille, we're
see.
having bro moments now.
It was
right.
it was okay except for trying to
Astaire-
talk to the
the
deaf
Astaire
kid.
brothers,
Why is
man.
it that every time I am asked to interrogate, I get the stupid one? In every
Fate.
campaign where I have to interrogate something, I get the stupid one.
It's the fate. It's the fate.
That's true. I
Of your
do saddle you
character's
with that
right.
job
Well, I
every
mean,
time.
like, you're pretty much the least intimidating of, like,
Well,
out of all of
listen,
us.
anybody
Yeah.
could have approached the child. You just were the one that was like, "Don't worry, guys. It's a mute kid. I know how to do this. Let's play 20 questions."
Wait, we got this.
And Techbug and I
Have
had
you-
already determined 20 questions doesn't work. This kid is like also not well. Like,
Yeah.
you know, we did set out to screw someone over with that, but you're just the one that wants to play smart and be like, 20 questions, this'll work.
Go.
Yeah. We're basically metagaming you.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I
we both
apologize.
know that you're the most threatening in quotes, player character.
Well, and that's fine because I was basically playing off of what happened the last time I did Curse of Strahd, and that's how we got information. Was by playing-
I know. You're a very good boy.
That's why that's why I did have the father show up like halfway through. and
Strahd
be like,
does watch off from the darkness.
I don't know what I can get from the kid, and you know, we move on to day 2 of 3. The time
Honestly, I think
draws
my
nigh.
favorite part
I
was just
know.
Kanani's reaction when she asked me what happened. And Lucille was just like, wait till I tell you this.
You could have died. What happened?
Right, okay, now tell me what was going on.
I need to know though.
Chat face, yes.
But tell me.
I need to make that meme. 2 Chad faces. You know what I'm talking
True.
about? The guys with beards and the 2
Yeah,
elves are
I
just
fucking
like,
love
"Are you
the Chad
looking at
faces.
me?"
I already
I'm
He's
going to
like,
pick
yes.
Owen.
throw one in there.
Oh no.
I
Man,
love the
I
Chad
love
faces.
I love
Feeling the
alt-right
party
memes.
Mhm.
I mean,
Well, do we want to sign off of
Yes.
Port Bluff for now?
Yep. Alright.
Yeah.
Real quick before we go, are we good for around the same time next week? Will we see everybody then?
at least
Yes.
if not earlier.
I
Yes.
think so. Next
Yeah.
week is
Yeah.
spring
Same.
break for me,
Hopefully
so
oh.
Okay.
Nice.
I've got all night next week.
Yeah.
Oh.
We're gonna have a
Spring
fat
break for
session
you
next week.
means playing on
Fat.
video game. Okay, I see you.
Yes, I will be
I'll
available.
take what I can get.
Yeah.
I
Doing a
would be
lot of
there. I would be. I should be available.
Sounds great.
All
All right.
right.
Not like it
Then
isn't
we'll
for
see
me.
y'all same time next week.
Bye, guys.
So long.
Bye.
So long.